All right, morning, folks. How are we all doing? Ooh, doubled up. There we go. Get that mic down. There we go. All right, team. Well, it's Groundhog Day. It's Friday, and it's Groundhog Day. We're going to start on the Friday, on the daily. Sorry. You can see we still can't do the overcut on here. All right, this level right into here. Market's been unable to come and get above it. All right, it wants to try and get above it. It's failed. Why is that? Because we've got trap buyers, and we've now had 1, 2, 3, 4 attempts in the last, I don't know, 2 weeks, between last week and this week. Cannot get back into here because all the buyers are trapped. Yesterday, we had the chance to break down. All right, we came under this range. We think about it, something like this, an ugly looking version of this. Came down, missed the 20-day and 50-day. Undercut everything that we've done since 3rd of December. So is that the lowest print this month? Not quite, but undercut 3rd of December into the low volume node, failed a bid right in front of this shelf. All right, I was looking for it to come that little bit further down, as we know, into the 200s. Didn't want to do it. Reversed, came back inside, came to the top, reversed again. AVGO came out with earnings last night. Fantastic earnings. Looking for 100% gain next year. And then they got on the call and said, yeah, we don't think our margins, etc., are going to be so good. Credit issue, and wham. Okay, and that has been the story of this week, because this move was caused by... Why is my brain not working? Brain's not working. Another semi. I can't think who it was. Oracle. There we go. Well, wake up, brain. All right, this move was caused by Oracle. And then this move here has been caused by AVGO. Okay, so we're just stuck. It's as simple as that, all right? There has been no change. If we want to think about this, all right, this low volume node here is resistance currently. This low volume node here is support currently. And in between this, we have a range rotation in here. All right, so this is no man's land. Until something here gives, we're going to continue to get what we've got. All right, so we have to assume these edges hold until proves otherwise. We get this, great. We get this, great. In here, you're going to get rotation. And we all know Alex doesn't really play rotation. He tries to avoid rotation. All right, so that's where we're at, and that's what we have got currently. Let's move into the hourlies and see what's been going on. Developing profile for the week. I've had it on this week because we've been in a range just to see how we act. Normally, I don't bother with a weekly development. But as you can see, yet again, all right, yesterday in the after hours, finally broke out. Did we take the highs? No, we failed up there, failed up here, came back down inside current week range, inside previous week range, came back into the balance side, failed to reclaim it, came back to point of control, came back down to the bottom side, came back to point of control, and now we're doing the dance. It's the same dance we've done all week, folks. If you're joining me today and you've joined me all week, nothing has changed. You can literally split this range into sort of two parts. There's your point of control, and here's the sort of lower side of it, and here's the upper side of it. And you can see above, no acceptance, below, no acceptance. So we are doing rotations really from sort of 725 to 640 down to 525, right? Those are kind of the moves. So we fail one side, back test, flush, back test, fail the other side, fail the other side, back test, fail the other side, back test. You get the point. In here is that gray box that we had on the daily. All right, very, very simple. So just be careful. It's Friday. I don't know what they're going to do. I have no idea what their intentions are. Do they have some puts that they need to close that cause a squeeze? Do they want to go risk off because they're worried about what's coming next week? I don't know, and I don't think many people do. I think you will find anyone who's predicting the market, I don't think many people knows what's happening. Otherwise, we wouldn't be in this. All right, if we had good confluence of one way, we'd be moving that way finally, and we don't have that. Overnight, let's just have a little dial in, see what we've seen overnight. All right, the big thing was the gap down. All right, again, this market we closed up here. All it had to do was hold a pullback and we could go. But we gap down, AVGO call, and Asia goes kind of sideways. And then London says, fuck that, we're not holding this. And and down we go. Question now is, are we going to take out Globex at 700 and find a bid, or are we just simply going to reject point of control like we keep doing and come back down to the current value area low? I don't know. Again, I don't know. We're stuck right in the middle, folks, right in the middle. Let's have a look at what's going on elsewhere. Move up here, go to a 5 minute. Let's get rid of that ugly drawing. And let's just check out the ES. Probably a bit of relative strength over there, I would imagine. Less affected by some of these semis. Yeah, so opening up pretty much flat. We compare that to the Qs, which are opening up on a gap down. So ES already relative strength. Remember, less affected by tech. What are the opportunities here? Well, it really needs to hold that gap. It really needs to hold 890s. All right, a hold of 890s gives it potential for strength because we've seen fail breakdown, high low. If it can hold this, maybe we can start, or at least creating liquidity for next week for that move. All right, it's possible. It is possible. So we have strength over there by comparison to the Qs. We just have to see how we open. Dixie started to fail the last few sessions. Right, rolling over that sort of head and shoulders. Where are we gone? There we go. Right, starting to roll over, or a quasi. Right, starting to see that breakdown. So I expect Dixie to do a bit of a back test here and then maybe let go. Gold and silver have been continuing to break out. Gold almost there. Remember, silver's on just a ridiculous pump at the moment. People overexposed short side on it. VIX continues to drift down. Right, we're now sub 15. That is usually very bullish for the market. The only thing I would say is every time we come into here, right, this is where the danger starts. Right, so we can come into here for a long time, but this is where if we get overexposed, over greedy, think about this. If this is fear and index, this is starting to get overly greedy. It will start to flip, and we'll see some of these when we're least expecting it, I would imagine. Bitcoin, well, it's into a key level. All right, I would say if Bitcoin fails this, it's in problems because it will come back down and liquidate. It needs to reclaim this to have any shot. Not trading it, not interested, but just for those of you who are. Apple, slight gap down here, remains in range. All right, yesterday it washed on that Tim Cook announcement challenging, I think it was the European courts over the App Store, and all it did all day was grind back. So that's a look below and fail. Back into range we go. You're going to get the point here. It's, everything's looking kind of the same. Amazon, well, that looks messy, doesn't it? There's your range. All right, look below and fail earlier this week. Look above and fail yesterday and the day before. We just have to see what happens. Again, no edge there really. Goog. Zoom out of this a little bit. Still has a potential for this to be a continuation pattern versus this. It actually doesn't look too bad, Goog. If it can find a bid, potentially it can get going. Meta, starting to look a bit rough. There's your box that they must hold. There's the failed breakout, failed to make a new high. There's the short, there's the turn back inside, there's the retest. So I'd be out my short now waiting to see, do we develop one of these or do we develop this and find acceptance down? So again, I'm small position in Meta from, I think it's 580s, trying to remember. Yeah, 580s down here. I'm small long from here. I'm not looking to sell it. I've got my stop break even. I'm just looking to see what it does in case we base. Microsoft. Oh, market's gone to sleep into Christmas. All right, that's it. Midpoint of that. Gosh, not much out here to trade right now. Same story here on Nvidia. It's gone to sleep. Tesla's got a chance to break. All right, this has got a chance to break. All right, so we've got a double bottom here. There's your pin high. There's the double bottom. And it's trying, and there goes my belly, hungry, trying to hold to get back upside. I wouldn't be short on this until you start to break down, and then you can think about it. Let's have a look at what Oracle's doing. All right, there's the big earnings news. We're flat here. I wouldn't be long here yet. All right, I am watching it for a long. I know we've got a gap filled down to, I think it was 78 or something. Why can I never remember that? Yes, 78. So watching that to see if we do want to do a gap fill. Not touching it until then. Let's have a look at those names which caused the move. Broadcom, AVGO. Right, so you can see earnings were really good. What was the problem was the call. All right, blowout earnings, absolutely ripped it up to 422s, and we've just given back over 10% here. So have to see how we act now. This is a key level for AVGO. If it starts losing that, then you're going to have, you know, over a month's worth of trap buyers above. So we just see what did break out. Well, RTY, I think it was RTY broke out all-time highs. Right, watching that. So that is signaling, right, a rotation out of tech into small cap land. Right, so just keep your eyes on that. Daily, huge breakout. There you go. All right, so really nice recovery. If you think, oh, well, the rest of the market's lagging behind, go and look at some of the times we've had major problems in the market quite frequently. You will see RTY do this, Q's not do it, and then all will roll. So it's the only thing I'm concerned about. I don't want to be overly biased anyway right now. I do want to be somewhat aware of what's going on. Let me just check. Move quickly before I forget. Okay, let me take the 10-year. So 5 is the 10. That pullback held. I think this is going to be a problem. I've maintained this for a long time. I think this is where the problem's going to come. A break over 4.2. This is going to be a problem for the market. It just absolutely is. And US has got a lot of debt it's exposed to that it's going to have to move come early 2026. So maybe we don't see this play out till next year, but it's certainly not looking good if that starts breaking out, folks. I don't want to have a bias, not right now. Right, that's what I'm talking about is macro stuff, bigger stuff. Right now, we just got to play what's in front of us. All right, might have time to do some good mornings today. It's the first time in a while. Good morning, everyone. Evan, Full Forward, Mark, InfoRisk, John Dennis. Oh, thank you, John. Very kind of you on a Friday, as always. You are the best. There goes my coffee and brunch for the day. Market's getting weak here, just be aware. Troy, Jeff, Clint, Haley, the Bartels, Julian, Sigma, Brandon, Raphael, Noah, Nico, Silem, Chris, Alan Bailey, Stephen, Bart, Morosa, Toby, Green Otter, Sergio, Lockienet. Good morning, everyone. Let me just post that we're live on YouTube. Get it out there to the world. We will do a giveaway today, and when I do the newsletter this weekend, I will try and put in it a big giveaway. We're going to do a big Christmas giveaway. I did mention it yesterday. I want to give away some Apex accounts and some Funded Next accounts and maybe some courses. So we'll probably do 3 giveaways over Christmas. All right. Let's move this down so it's a bit cleaner for you guys. There we go. Sorry, guys, just making sure my copy is ready. Okay, how long we got here? 30 seconds? 30 seconds. We're opening, even in the queues, we're opening up bang in the middle, right by the VWAP, bang in the middle. Same levels I'd be watching on SPY if you're going to trade that today. 88s. All right, if we lose 88s, you're watching the 85s and 82s. It's been the same level all week. If we get through 88s, 90s, and then the 700s, those are the walls. All right, so here's the open, folks. Let's see what we get. Mixed bag on the mag. Again, another day of the mag being all over the place. All right, so Tesla opening up just under 1% up. Nvidia green on the day, 0.19% up. Microsoft, 0.83% down. Meta, 0.75% down. Google, 1/3% up. Amazon, 0.5% down. And Apple, 1/3% down. Just a mixed bag out there. Complete mixed bag. So currently sweeping that pre-market low from 655 right here. Let's mark this out for you. All right, swept it so far. Found a bid. All right, big steep cliff here for that rollover pre-market. I'm just letting this calm down, as you can probably tell. Okay, lots of big sellers coming in down here, and we haven't moved lower. I'll be watching that New York Open here as we trade back into it. I'm watching these levels up here, really. The previous week, point of control and value area high from previous day. For me, it's very simple. Can we get over and hold above those, right? Same as yesterday. For all of those wondering, once we got above those yesterday afternoon, we traded long in Discord. All right, once we got above those yesterday's afternoon, we traded long in Discord. I just wait for us to move outside of this range. This will be 2 weeks. This is our second week in a range, which is basically 466 to 750. Right, that's the range. That's the previous week range. The current week's range is actually even smaller inside of that. And we all know once we get out of range, we will see something nasty happen. It's always the way. Watching ES at the moment, not able to reclaim those 900s. SPY coming down into those 88s we talked about. Buyers trapped above 70 right now. Sellers trapped beneath 40 right now. The rotation is continuing. Let this settle down for 5-15 minutes here. Apple gone red to green just about, or it's closed its gap. I mean, we're not pushing yet, but Apple red to green. Google 0.43% up. Nvidia now 0.5% up. Tesla 1% up. So they've all caught a bid. Amazon, Meta, Microsoft all lagging behind. Oracle down just 1%. It's really the question, like, can AVGO and Oracle start to hold a bid and give them confidence in chips? The problem is credit right now. I'm going to have to add AVGO here so I can just see what it's doing today. It's going to become important as the day progresses. Getting clobbered. Yeah, 7% down right now, AVGO. All right. Yes, just missed those lows, but came into Globex finding a bid right now. 88's held on SPY, like we talked about, came down just underneath it, found a bid back to VWAP. I'm just going to let this play out. At least get through this first 5-minute candle, which is a minute left. But those sellers got caught under 40s. Buyers keep getting caught over 70s. It just depends if they can hold up here. This is just a rotation taking place early morning. And if we reclaim these, it'd be interesting. Nice and calm today. Smash that like button nice and early for me if you can, folks. Notice the last few days we have not had enough likes compared to the amount of people watching, so we need to get those likes up towards 200 today if we're going to do an Apex giveaway. So into this pivot, into these 90s pivots, finding some buyers, keep getting caught up here. There's no continuation yet. Delta offside at 580s, but comfortably back underneath it. Here they go. They're starting to try and slam this now, and we'll probably come and test the 550s and see if they can hold a bid there. which they just did. It's all happening very quickly here because they are not in agreement. They're very angry, both sides, right now. We are over that New York Open. So if you zoom out and look at the current weekly profile, we are literally trading right at the value area low. Previous week point of control is just above us, as you can see. So this is current value area low of the week, this blue line. Previous week point of control here. So we're just battling between all these levels at the moment. I would love to be long and strong, but you know, how many attempts can this market have at 900 and keep failing? You've got to imagine the next attempt, we just run through it. It's been there so many times. But at the moment, we are nowhere near that. We're over 300 points away from it. Tesla really motoring here. Really motoring here. I think it had over 50s. It looks good. And it's currently trading at 55. So it's really dragging this market up. It's impressive. Yeah, big squeeze. Jeez, Tesla's just absolutely ripping. The next level on Tesla would be 56.90. You might as well call it 57. And that would be a big breakout. If we get through that, then you're looking at 58.77. And then it's off to the races. So attacking the top side of its range here, Tesla. It is motoring. Absolutely motoring. Dragging this market up with it. So into previous week point of control. VWAP above. Just waiting to see if we can like balance out a bit and start to find a bid if we're really going to do this rather than just one single squeeze. The ES or SPY just failed at VWAP, and SPY's through it, ES isn't. So VWAP incoming, point of control. Big squeeze. Tesla's just broken out, so that's still going. That might you might see a pullback on that soon. Now it's taken that first lot of liquidity, and I have to see what the market does in response to that. SPY looks good. Right, if we're gonna go top side today, we're gonna have to get through sort of the 640 area up here. This is VWAP right now. Just be careful. I don't know if you guys got long in that after I said those sellers are trapped at the lows. I haven't taken anything yet. I'm just letting this figure itself out. But this is we are starting to like really get motoring here. My only concern is if Tesla pulls back, this will pull back with it, which is what we're starting to see right now. And you'd want really a hold now of 580s, 586s. Point of controls at 70s. You're getting stuck at VWAP, stuck at previous day point of control. I'll put our current day volume on here now. We're starting to build out a little bit. No, that's not what I want. There we go. So if as long as they hold a bid down here, market can hold a bid here and reclaim this. This is the target. Must hold a bid down there though. Tesla going again, so a re-squeeze here, possible. Amazon trying to go red to green. So the one's really lagging now on Meta and Microsoft. Everything else looking pretty good. Question is, does this pullback come in and are they able to hold it? Yes, still not through its VWAP. So seeing some divergence here across the book. I want to be careful. So I'm still in nothing, waiting to see if it offers a join long here. Some sellers got caught on that last candle. This is just going to go without me now. Dang it. I was waiting to see for that retest of 80s. Never came. Dang it, dang it. All right, so if you're long in this, you'll be looking for this squeeze up to this blue line above you now. Previous day value area high. I was just waiting, just wanted a bit more of a retest down here. Maybe I was too greedy. I was waiting to see this build down into here and then scoop that up. The last lot of sellers got trapped into around 96s in here, so they held previous week. They're not getting through previous day though for that move there, so maybe I'll get another shot at this. But I want to be careful now because it's just squeezed out. Lots of buyers getting aggressive here and not getting the move. Yeah, absolutely correct. Whoever said that, same trap zone as yesterday. It is. We're still in yesterday's range. All right, there's the top of the range. There's the bottom of the range. Oh, don't move that, and we're going to need that. Can we develop some sort of higher pivot here is the question. Can we develop a higher pivot over this and use this then to come and attack this? And if we get lucky, we close this gap. If we fail this, then everything's off the table. We're a little bit thin, under 96 down to 78. Just aware of that. There you go. So that happened literally as I said it. We're a little bit thin. Gone. Oh, we'll have your thinness. Thanks very much. Okay, so I'm just going to wait this out a second. Came straight through that point of control on the session. Back to VWAP. Oh, my days. This little low volume node now here becomes important as you're over under. Just checking the news today. 10 a.m. wholesales, Goulsby at 10:35. All right, 10 a.m. wholesales worth being aware of. Okay, heaviness coming into this market. So they failed to get back through those point of controls. They had the ability to put in a higher low. They haven't been able to put in that higher low, so no dips available yet. Starting to wash down. I'm still flat on the day, folks. Like no trades here. There's nothing going on. Just waiting till I see something I like. I was waiting to see if we'd come into here and put in a higher low. We haven't done that. And all we've done now is had a failed breakout up here. Failing to regain point of control. And if they lose this, then we're going to come and revisit value area low. So the rotations are continuing. I don't use range charts, no. I don't use range charts or tick charts. Do I know if you can copy trade across firms like Apex TPT at the same time? Yeah, you can. This is very rare that firms don't allow it. I think Trade Day was one that didn't, but like everyone else allows it pretty much. Manipulation? I mean, I just think we're in a rotation. I don't think it's necessarily manipulation. We haven't moved above or below a swing point. Personally, that's how I would read it. All right, just remember, if we zoom out and think about where we are. All right, this is the previous week range. This is the current week range. We can't get back above the current week's point of control or the previous week point of control. We're coming down to the current week value area low. If we lose that, we come down to yesterday's value low. If we hold that, we come back. If we lose that, we come down. We're just going like, remember at the beginning, before in the pre-market, if you were here, I talked about going from level to level, level to level, level to level. That's what we do in range rotations. We just test one side, test the other, test one side, test the other. That's why it's very hard for me to want to get involved. Like I said, like if we come down and we base out and we hold a dip, and I see something interesting, I'll absolutely play it. But that's not what I'm seeing right now. The blue is what and the grey is what? The blue is value. That's your current value area high, value area low. This is outside of value. This is developing though, so this will build as we go on through the day because we're only, what, 15 minutes into the day. So is your opening range low coming up here, folks? The buy and sell indicators, they're the Flow Zone Pros. You can get those on my website if you're interested. I'd be somewhat careful trading. They are momentum plays and trend plays, so I'd be careful trading those when we're inside of range though. All right, when you see them going up and down, up and down, up and down, I kind of tend to ignore these. Once we get into a trend though, they're fantastic. Like yesterday, they were really powerful once we started breaking out, or even for the breakdown last night. And this breakout yesterday, once we got long, really nice, even this long end of day. All right, so really good once we're in breakout territory. Okay, testing this low again. Feels like we're going to sweep, but feels like and has not been matching recently. Where's SPY trading into? 88s on SPY, remember that key level, 88s on SPY. If we lose that, yesterday 87s was important, but I'd say 85s, unless they've moved the GEX levels, 85, 82s, 88s, 90, 700. Okay, so holding bottom side of this range, we're probably going to go up and test towards 70 now, failing that New York Open, that blue line on the chart so far. This will become key as you're over under. You can see how ugly this is getting. If we develop liquidity here, it's possible. All right, if we develop liquidity here and hold here, it's possible that they rotate this. Can't rule that out. Again, still flat for me, just waiting. We're still inside that opening 5-minute candle. Tesla is trying to build out here. Starting to break down here now. Some big sellers coming in at those 35s though, being absorbed. Trying to break down. It's a big delta level here at sort of 34 standing out. They get under that, there's a potential flush, but at the moment they keep getting absorbed down here. Tesla's trying to go the other way. It's trying to build a 5-minute flag for a breakout on Tesla. And if it does that, it might drag the market up with it. We will see. Lots of selling at these lows, folks. They keep reloading the selling at the lows and they're not able to move lower yet. They are trying. They are desperately trying to move lower here. There's the attempt. Again, lots of selling down here. Market orders flying in. There we go. They're finally getting their break. Here's the move outside of your opening range. Now the question is, can they get continuation? They won't want to lose 40s. All right. If we reclaim 40s, all the shorts down here will get stuck. The rotation can happen down to here if they really want. So they're looking to sell versus 40s for a rotation lower. If they lose 40s, they will be in problems. Can they snap down to that value? Tesla not breaking out yet, so it might give them a chance. So many shorts piling in here. Can they get a continuation? Here we go. So first little scalp. Big delta there at 500. Be very, very careful. That's massive seller down there. He's twice now he's got trapped. There's someone on the tape down there absorbing. So I wouldn't want this to revisit. I wouldn't want this to reclaim, sorry, 40s. All the time we're under that, possible continuation, but it's all sell side delta here. There's definitely absorption happening versus 500. So watching this now as we come back into the 40s. Do they sell this in front of 40s? If they don't, we're going straight back into range. And the selling really started at 47. So buyers tried there and failed to reclaim 30s and 40s. Now you're going to get a lower time frame battle. There's absorption at 500, but 40s becomes the key level for me. I'm watching. Tesla trying to break out as well at the same time. Just be aware of that. Tesla trying to do a 5-minute flag breakout. If it does that, it might drag the Qs up. Rest of the market's gone red other than Tesla. Rest of the market's gone heavy. Tesla's the only one. 2.50 or 58% up. Rest of the market's all red on the day. And test the I really want this to come up to 40s and show me. Back to these 500s again. He's just sitting at 500s trying to absorb. Delta offside down here. If we break that, we're probably going to go down to 470s. They're trying to sell this again to Delta Court again here. Can they snap is the question. Otherwise, we're going right back up to 40s. So failed to break down there so far. If they snap, we go previous day value area low. If they hold, we go back to the 40s. Back to the 40s we go at the moment, or at least back to 20s. That bid just pulled, so he's moved down to 487s. Tesla looks like it's going to break out, honestly. Be very concerned about this, that they can do a reversal here if they want to be really nasty. So they're pushing for those 40s like we just talked about. If they reclaim that, potential squeezes on 40s to 50s. That would be a failed look below, not even getting to value. What's currently the value? 65s. So interesting levels here. No snap, no push. Tesla's about to break out here, folks. Be very, very careful. And that will drag the market up if it does. They are bidding lower. It's like they want to move lower, but they've got a one-stop market right now trying to drag this market up. If we snap 500s, they've got to play, but they're coming to revisit it. They're trying. There's just so much delta caught offside down here. So many sellers caught offside at 500 right now. So many. So here's 20s. Here's the 30s. And here's the test of the 40s I just talked about. And there's Tesla breaking out. So that's why, like I said, one stop market. It's just how the queues have been for a little while. And we test 40s now. And maybe if we get through this, we're going to test 60s, which is New York Open. Is it New York Open? I don't think it is New York Open. Let me check. It is New York Open. All right. And VWAP up 60s. Okay, so squeezes on here with Tesla, like I just talked about. So all that delta offside at the lows. And up we go. And the rotation continues. No continuation trades. We don't even complete rotations at this point. We're not even getting down to complete one side or the other. That's how bad this market's got. And there's the New York Open. Tesla's still going. This is a one-stop market. It's going to drag everything else up with it. So Tesla's risk on. Absolutely flying right now. Up 15 points on the day. Fuck, I don't know how people trade that with 0 DTEs. They're absolute psychopaths. Apple now gone red to green. Nvidia gone red to green. And this is all from Tesla doing that hard work. And SPY trying to reclaim back towards 88. It's not there yet, though. Not there yet, though. And to New York Open we go. And back inside the opening range. What a shit show this week's been, honestly. Or the last 2 weeks, actually. Complete shit show. Is there anyone higher now? Yeah. So I'd watch SPY and why is Tesla ripping? Because it's in a technical breakout. So 3 point of control on the session. We're probably come and test 90s to 600s now, which is your value area high and your 24-hour VWAP and the lower time frame algo and the previous week point of control. So probably up to that other side of this. And I don't know if they fail that or not. All right, sweet. Didn't complete rotation here. Didn't complete rotation here. Stuck in between. They had the chance to do this breakdown. They failed. They had the chance to do this breakout. They failed. That's the story of this market. But at some point, I tell you what's going to happen. Everyone's going to bet long here or bet short here. Or maybe not there, but at the extremes, and they're going to get crushed. because they've got so used to trading the edges. At some point those edges will fail because we've been there so many times now. Big outlier here at 73 delta Ys. Get above that and it's a potential squeeze. This looks so messy. Tesla still looks like it wants more to me. Market's trying to rotate red to green across the board now. It's trying. It's not there yet. Nvidia's about to go green to red though. So back to point of control. I guess the question, I guess technically speaking, they could try and put higher low in at the edge of this shelf. I'm just avoiding this now at this point. I was interested in playing the shorts, but I'm going to avoid this, right? Because we know in here they will build out liquidity. If we leave this, maybe. If we leave this, maybe I'll be more interested. I'm going to try and avoid this rotation in here for a minute. We've still got lots of day left. We've got news coming, top of the hour. We've got 3.5 minutes to get into that. But what I would say is, without a doubt, big delta got caught at 30 and under, and it really got caught at the low of day. If I should really just add a chart here, shouldn't I? Let me just do this because it's going to make me easier to teach you. Where's my delta chart? Footprint. Give me a second. All right, here's your offside players. Down here. All right, here they got caught, and this guy, and once we reprinted that, you see this whole candle now stuck. All right, so these guys are strong sellers. They're now stuck, and we're playing the other way. And again, same in this candle. They sold the lows, and they might get stuck here. What bet did you lose with me last week, buddy? I don't know what bet you lost. Back down to these lows where those bears just got trapped. Still in range, folks. Still in range. So if you enjoy playing edge to edge, this is your market. We've talked about this. My profit factor goes up by avoiding stuff that I'm not as confident in doing. It's a footprint chart, but just a footprint chart. That's what I see on my Ninja, but you can have it on here. So if you come up to here where you have your bars, if you come down to volume footprint, you can put it on. It won't look like that. You'll have to change a few things. I'll do a video in the next few weeks for it. Update my indicator. What do you mean? Market's gone still. Waiting for this 10 o'clock print probably, which is coming. What was it at 10? Wholesale, wasn't it? Wholesale, yeah. Oh, we'll see. Normally, I'd say unlikely to move the market, but I'd say recently the market just feels very sensitive. Okay, ES SPY can't reclaim 88. Keeps failing at 88, the SPY. So 87 maybe was a key level yesterday. What's the 5-day at? Yeah, 85 still the level. If we lose 88, it's potential for rotation to 85, especially if we start breaking these 87s, that pre-market lows by 86.50s. New course hopefully will be out next week, bud. And Bookmap's in there. Okay, starting to see some weakness back down into these levels. This is where shorts keep getting stuck. It's current value area low on the day. All right here. They keep getting stuck into this candle. I just feel like we want to break down. Every time I say it, we do this whip. But is there going to be continuation, though? We know bears got stuck down here at the beginning of the day. The 500s is what they're protecting right now. So new low of day on ES, new low of day on SPY. Q's holding up. Tesla about to come back to VWAP. Massive weakness in the spiders here. Back down to their higher time frame algo. Huge weakness in the spiders. No continuation through the lows yet. And there you go. It's where the bears got trapped earlier on NQ. It's gross out here, folks. So these guys on Bookmap here at 500 is trying to pin this market up. Do they get washed in? Buyers just stepped in here and failed. So divergence versus ES. So ES now weaker. Someone explain that to me when you've got chips being weak. But apparently Tesla matters this much that we just don't respect levels the right way now on NQ, because one stock wants to go one way, and that just does all the damage, does it? Come on, man. We can't live in a world where that's the case, surely. So do they reject here, or are we just going to go full reclaim and squeeze? These 87s now on the spiders, like I talked about, they're going to become key. Is there any continuation back down to lower day? Currently, no on the NQ. Shorts cannot get their way. They can't get a breakdown under 500. And they're stacking these 500s. Not seeing any aggressive bears come in and snap it down yet. There was a buyer just got trapped at 35 there. Is there continuation now? They've got the chance to do it now, but they're going to have to break these 20s. If they break 20s, they've got a shot at it. Definitely. If they break 20s, they've got a shot at those 500s. Delta keeps coming in here and we're not moving lower. You can see it on Bookmap, they keep stacking. I think a flush will come sooner rather than later, but do they absorb the 500s will then be the next thing, right? Or do they absorb 500s? So you can see this player here keeps reloading. Refresh bidding between 15 and 500. Do they feel him though? Yes is the answer. There's his 15s filled. Flush coming here, and do they come to 500s and break down now? New low of day on SPY. Will NQ follow? Watch Tesla into VWAP here. Be very careful. If they bid Tesla off VWAP, be very, very careful. We should complete the rotation to previous day value area low, but we haven't completed it either side today. So I don't want to sort of tell you guys we're going to do it because it hasn't wanted to do it. But we should, technically speaking, come down into here now. But just be careful. Tesla's finding a bid in front of that VWAP. We've lost 88s, we've lost 87s on SPY. We should go 85s. Is Trump scheduled? Let me have a look. I didn't see him scheduled. December 12th. No, I haven't got him scheduled. Goolsby, Hammock, Paulson, that was it for today. Okay, you're going to get that move finally. Just be careful. Don't add late here. This is where they keep getting stuck. But I think you're going to get that move to previous day value area low. Lots of bears just came flying in here at low of day again. Shelf now developed to 18s. If you're shorting this, you've got to be covering some as you move into this previous day value. If you get outside of that, you can hold a runner. But right now, it's hasn't even got into value. So just be smart. I think we're going to go 85s on SPY. That is my gut feeling. Here comes value. All right, don't be a dick for a tick. Make sure you're paying yourself some money here into value. as we start to reject this. Finally, this was the move we wanted earlier. Finally, we're now doing it. Right here. We're rejecting this. This is your cover point. Under here, we can think about previous day low. Really nice. Just had give it time to develop. Thank you, darling. There's your value tap. You've got to be paying yourself there. Be very careful. Do not get caught offside here. I'll come back to your questions once this is finished, guys. Let me watch the tape. I'm going to see how we act into these key levels. This is the edge where they've been bidding off all week and the previous week. But momentum's very heavy here right now. So for me, I wouldn't really want to be long unless we start reclaiming levels. I always talk about that. That's why I don't like trading ranges, right? Because I wouldn't want to be long until I see reclaim of this, and then my risk has to be down here. I would stay short bias until there's a reason for a pivot, because structurally we're short bias. Momentum is downside. We've lost point of control. We're coming into a key levels, no doubt about it. But what happens if we lose this and do this? How are you going to risk off it? If you like trading rotation and you want to front run this long, do your thing. It's just not how I play. I think SPY wants 85s, like I said, once we lost 88s. Tesla trying to find a bid at VWAP. Just be very, very aware of that. Trying to find a bid at VWAP. What are you guys saying? It should drop now. Is there any news regarding gold? I haven't seen anything regarding gold. It would just be following silver. Silver's at all-time highs. We'll be in gold. Remember, gold is the hedge to what's going on in the economy. All right, so we've got to watch that JPY carry trade. That they will be positioning themselves in gold early in case that goes disastrously wrong. Still think you've got more downside here at the moment. It's retesting that low. No breakdown yet, but it feels like we want more downside. It feels very, very heavy at this point. Very, very, very heavy. I think you're going to get a flush here. There's that little flush. They're trying. Shorts again. It's starting to come piling in here. If they don't get their way soon, they will get caught here. So there's both areas of value taken. And the next level would be previous day low. So runners now would be here. We can add back on. Right, we can add back on if we do something like this and stay heavy. We can play this move. Otherwise, your runners. Here comes the flush that I just talked about. Finally, that's why I say I wouldn't be long based. Momentum's very heavy right now. If we reclaim and trap shorts, you can think about the long, or that's how I would play it. If we trap shorts and reclaim, you could think about the long. But structurally, momentum-wise, we're trading downside. Tesla's now lost VWAP, folks. Still downside. Still coming downside right now. So if you retest value and stay heavy here, there's maybe an add-on opportunity. Didn't even get up to value there. Well, it did. It tapped it, actually. That's a lie, Alex. It actually tapped value. All right, so there might be an add-on opportunity here. You do not want to see a reclaim of these levels. If they reclaim these levels, you want to be fully out. Because it'd be a look below and fail. Still melting here. Really good. Still melting here. Here you go. Previous day low, your target now. And I'll tell you what, if we get under that, we're going to start wicking out a lot of liquidity. And we can look for a move into 300s. And if we lose 300s, we're looking for a move, doesn't have to be today, into 24,920. Really nice, heavy, heavy, heavy. Here we go. Finally, we're getting some momentum in the market. Finally. Big offside buyer at 44s there. 444s. Big offside buyer there. Be aware. I think we're coming for 400s. But big offside buyer at 44s. So you don't want him to get back in the money. Continuation. Lovely. Yes, baby. Yes, baby. Let's go previous day low. Don't knock me out of this. I don't want you to reclaim. Big buyer coming in here. Keep him heavy under 17, please. Keep him heavy under 17, please. Keep heavy under 17, please. I don't want to hold this too much longer. Stay heavy under 17. Heavy under 17. Good boy. Thank you. Stop now. Going to move to 17 because there's delta offside there. Might get whipped out here. Okay, fuck it. I don't care. Whatever. I can get back in, but I don't want to get caught. All right. Really nice. Really nice. Really, really, really nice. We had to be patient. We had to be so... It's very much like yesterday. And I knew it was going to be like this today. And it's like, how did you know? You didn't know. You didn't say anything. Well, I absolutely did. All right. Maybe easier to join after 9:45, 10 o'clock, just like yesterday. All right. Let them build. Just learn. When we open up in value, let them fuck around. Let them do their nonsense. Once we got the move, where was 9:45, 10 o'clock? There was 9:45. That was the first opportunity. Didn't work. There was 10 o'clock. Did work. All right. Now we're done with it. We just wait. If they reject this, maybe they come for this. If they reject this, all right, this is an area I really want to see traded into. I really want to see this traded into. It's an old naked... God, I can't draw point of control on a weekly. All right, I really want to see that traded into, but it doesn't have to be today. Look below and fail will be this. Okay, look below and fail will be this. I wouldn't really want a long. If we're going to do a look below and fail, I want to see this, and I really want to see us claim value on the day, and then there's a trade up to here. All the time we're outside of this range, though, there is a possible trend. Okay, there's a possible trend. Let's do this, make this simple. There's a possible trend if we stay heavy versus this. If we reclaim it, it is a look below and fail. Big W, yeah, W's in chat if you got that with me. I'm trying to be a bit calmer recently. Some of you know I've got some really nasty stuff going on off the screens at the moment. So it's definitely affected my attitude recently. Like I said, I apologize. I'm only human. I can only deal with so much. When family matters get bad, it's very hard to stay calm here. But if you got that with me, really nice. It was laid out nice and early. Starting to see a rejection of this red box. And bulls did come in there and didn't get that way. So we have a passive seller up here, which is what we want to see. So your target, if you're going to re-hit this or if you're holding your runners, your target now is to here. Okay, that's your target. If they reclaim this, I would be risk off short-wise. Okay, if they reclaim this, that is the potential long. But I would rather stay heavy and short on this today. All the time it's going to stay heavy. Have we traded 85s yet? We're not 85s yet. Low of the day on SPY's 85.50. Like we said, once we lost 88, it's probably going to go 85. Only reason I said that is just because those are the gamma levels. I normally don't look at those, but this market, the last definite few weeks, has just been all about those gamma levels on SPY. I don't know why. Well, I do know why. It's because it's all about the hedge. They are very concerned about what's going on in the economy, as am I. So they're hedging against it using options. You want to catch a V shape? The only thing I'd say, Peter, traders are getting very, how can I put this? Trying to think of a way to teach this. When traders get very used to one environment, the market will often go the other way, right? So do you remember earlier I said traders are getting so used to trading edge to edge, edge to edge, edge to edge. Think about how many traders are buying this right now, being like, well, we're going to go, we're going to go in recovery because yesterday we did a V shape, for example, right? Or yesterday we did a V shape off here or whatever, right? Everyone's going to try and look for the same thing. It's a habit. Look for that fade. What happens when we try it for 2 weeks in a row and then it goes, fuck you, right? That's my concern right now. These are not fresh levels. Same as this. That's not fresh. Think about, I'm just going to go to an hourly to try and teach this so it makes sense. All right. This is 1, 2, 3 times down here. Maybe it came earlier. We can include that 4 times. We think about the high. 1, 2, 3, 4 times, right? These are not fresh. So if that's supply, well, we've chewed through it. And if this is demand, well, we've probably chewed through it. There won't be that many bids left there. There won't be that many sells left there. At some point, all right, once the market's ready, that will happen. Once the market's ready, that will happen. That's all I'm saying. I'm not trying to say it has to be today, but the market has a nasty habit of luring you in to a pattern which are like, oh, I've seen this 4 times this week. I've seen it 4 times this week. And on the 5th time it goes, no. Right, so just be aware of that. At the moment, momentum is heavy. All I'm going to say is what's happening. Momentum is heavy. We're outside value on the day. We're outside value on the week. We're outside value on the previous day. We're outside value on the previous week. This is a potential momentum play lower. All the time this is being protected. That's all I know. That's what I know. That's what it's telling me. This is momentum lower all the time it's been protected. This is not a long. Not a long. That's all I know right now. I can only tell you what I can see right in front of me right now. Hopefully that makes sense. Where did I enter? I came in. Get it up on Ninja. We had one trade. I took one trade earlier into sort of 40s, 540s downside. Then I had that first attempt for the breakdown, and that failed. So I was short around sort of the 20s and stuff and knocked out break even. And then the next time I saw the momentum start to come in, I started to hit it at around 88, 93, and then I added heavy on the break of 67. And then my cover point, my lowest cover point there was 17s. The lowest cover point was 17s. Can you explain the chart without the indicators? I don't see nothing. What do you mean? What, without this? Is this what you mean? Which indicators? I mean, this is just showing you momentum, right? So this is, the flow zones are just telling you momentum. Right now, we're in a sell. Lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. We are protecting the flow zones, all right? So this should be telling you, this is why I built this. I don't want a long. I'm not going to battle against this. It's another reason why I don't like trading range rotations, because if we reclaim this, all right, then, and it does do a V shape, let's say it does do a V shape, these will take time to catch up, and I'll be looking for a lower high that might not come in, it might just go flying. But I've made money. Don't worry. Don't worry. I've pounded into this. Don't worry. I'm good. For a Friday, I size down on Fridays anyway. I'm good, and if it gives me another setup, I'll take another setup. Don't you worry. All right, previous day low is your target. That red box holding up really nice. I'm currently out of this. I didn't add in while I was teaching, so maybe that's what you mean. Watch SPY into 85s, okay? Watch SPY into 85s. If you 85 will be an under over. You lose 85 on SPY, 82 is the next stop. You lose that, 80 is the next stop. There wasn't much gamma to the downside. I can't imagine SPY going underneath 82s because the whole market will lose a bid if it does that. So we're getting close to potentially the edge of range unless we go risk off. I will give you a readout on the market though, so you can understand how the market's, or the mag when I say the market shifted. So we've moved into a sell. Overall, in an equally weighted balance, we're now down 0.18%. Tesla's the big winner today, but now it's only up 1.96%. It was up well over 3% at the beginning of the day. We traded high of day, 463 on Tesla. We're currently trading 455 under VWAP. If it makes a lower high here into VWAP and starts rolling over, market might get really weak. Big if. Let's look across the board. Nvidia 0.18% down, Microsoft 0.63% down, Meta 0.76% down, Google 0.5% down, Amazon 1.22% down, Apple 0.12% up, AMD 1.98% down, AVGO that's now 9.75% down. That would be SSR, it went over 10% down. Oracle is also SSR today. That was well over 10% down than yesterday, right? All right, found no. Oracle was SSR yesterday, found a bid. So yeah, some weakness across the board in tech. The reason we took a bit longer to flush than the rest of the market was literally Tesla holding it up. Because you've got to remember, the MAG are 60% of the Qs, right? Or even more than that now. So when you have something with relative strength, it just holds it up. So we've talked about this the last few days on stream. It gets really easy with the Qs when the whole of the mag go red. Like if Tesla was in a red day today, guys, we'd be fucking puking. We'd be absolutely tanking. Okay, so you can see they're trying to walk this down. There's a seller at 500. He's stayed up there at 500. He's moved some size to 480. Didn't get filled. Tried to move down to 460. He's now trying to chase it a little bit into 440s, 455s, juggling around. The last two candles before this one were positive delta. If we cannot break above the high of that, those buyers will get stuck. There is a big outlier delta right here at 44s. We should be able to see him. Here he is, 43, 115 lot buy side. All the time we're below him, the 443.5, then a buyer, there's a big buyer stuck. All right, so they need to get it above that player, and they're not able to do that right now. So if you look at my VPD on my tape, we can go to here. And you can see this player is stuck. All right, if you just focus, has it moved to Bookmap? Yeah. What did I just say his level was? Where's that 100 lot? Here he goes. Look at these guys offside here now. So 444 is a huge buyer who's caught, 453 lot offside. And above that, there's a 100 lot. Where's the 100 lot? Here he is, 458. And above that, there was some more. So yeah, 444 is stuck currently with massive size. All right, with massive size. So this guy here and this guy here are stuck, and this guy and this guy and this guy. So if we were going to draw it out on here, these are your over-unders. These are buyers stuck in the market. So I don't know if Miguel's on here with me yesterday, but we talked about this together, buddy. We see this guy here as well. This is the big player right here. All right, see this big bubble here, 427 lot. So all the time we're under this, these buyers are stuck. They become supply. We break down lower. We reclaim that. We go the other way. So I don't know if Miguel's here. This is the lesson we went over together last night, that voice note. There you go. There's the breakdown. So just playing the continuation in front of you. Don't guess what's happening. Learn to actually read the tape in front of you of what's really happening. Makes a big difference. There you go. Big breakdown. So did that make sense, Miguel, based on our conversation yesterday? Sorry, I'm giving priority to one of my students here, but it's important. Does this make sense, right? Exactly what we talked about, like the higher time frame. And remember the voice note, I said the same on the lower time frame. Think about all of this. How many green bubbles do you see? All these green bubbles. Do we get a back above them? No. And now we sell them. We use their stops. They just stopped out here. All right. So all of these guys use the low as the stop. So this is why we've got a big sell here, because these guys become a seller down here. And this becomes your over under now. 440 to 470 is your over under on the lower time frame range, right? Oh, he doesn't know what he's talking about. I'm just going to wait for all these fucking comments to come in from ICT traders. He's a scam, blah, 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 blah. Fucking. Yeah, sit, Tyson. Nice work, my friend. You're naturally Libre now. Okay, now I see who you are. Okay. Maybe I'll change mine to King Scam. All right. So we're going to come and test this area where the buyers were stuck. All right. So the big delta level is 444.25. So 25,444.25. All the time we're under that, sellers are in absolute control of this market. So we can put a line on here if it helps you. 444.25 right here. All right. All the time we're under this. What should we do it as? Like this little pink line. All the time we're under this, sellers are in control. We get above that, we're going to let buyers out. Mr. Smart Bollocks. All right, so that's your level to risk off. I wouldn't be long, by the way, if we just reclaim that. I'd wait to reclaim value. All of you guys who are desperate to get long, I don't think today's your day. But if you're desperate to get long, ideally what you'd like to see is previous day low, this green. If you are desperate to get long, this is what I think you want to see. You want to see this. All right, and that is your long trigger up here once you take this out. But I would be very skeptical about looking for longs. If we're on a Friday, this is what I now know. This is where my brain is. It's a Friday. We failed to break out of the highs 3 times this week. Earnings report have been good, but we've sold. Guidance has been bad. Everyone's worried about tech. We're in a sell. No reason to buy it, right? You don't need to buy weakness. You want to buy strength. So previous day low coming up here for you guys still short. There's your target. All right, so make sure you're covering some here. And well, now we really need to think about next levels down. And to do that, I want to take you back to the daily chart. All right. This is where we're trading into this low volume node. We talked about it this morning. If we lose this low volume node, the high volume node starts at 340, 50-day is at 324, 20-day is at 241. And the big level for me to trade back into is, what did I call it? The 900? Yes, is down here. All right. This naked POC. If we lose this blue box, I don't think it happens today, but just in case, this is the trade that I want to see happen. I don't know if it happens today or if it happens next week, but we lose this. This is one of the biggest magnets you will ever get in a stock market. All right. It's an untested weekly POC. So if we don't do it today, we're going to do it on week 3, which means what? Think about what we're starting to see. All these participants, if we start breaking down and holding these guys will become trap volume. We will use them and we will sell their pain down to this point. All right. So this has not changed. I've maintained this stance all week. It's why I got very pissed off earlier in the week when everyone was saying, oh, it's a very obvious bull trend. And I was like, it's fucking not. And saying that is dangerous. So, but we're into a potential cover point here. And you should just be runners only now unless we start to really flip these zones. So unless we get if we get underneath blue and we reject blue, then we're coming to here. All right. So your only trades left now for shorts are, if we get underneath this and we reject this, ideally with a 2-leg, then you can think about this. Ideally, they save it for next week, I'll be honest. It'd be really nice if they just save that for next week. All right, so all of you should understand what's going on. I've done my best to teach it in a easier way to understand, let's say. Hopefully it's helping. Hopefully it's helping. Still don't feel 100%, you know, post-COVID. Nice, TJ. I love to see that. Today I made 23,639 on the Apex account. I won here. So you got a free account from me and you're about to take your 1K payout tomorrow. Love that. I absolutely love that. Congratulations. Really nice. Really nice. All right, so I'd say a few trap sellers coming in down here at 65s, but you know, momentum is downside. It remains downside. And you haven't reclaimed previous day low yet. You haven't reclaimed value or anything like that. Momentum's heavy. You have taken the low-hanging fruit. We are into this. Remember, this right here is that potential daily low volume node. It's a high volume node outside of value. It's basically in the gap, for those that care. It's in the gap between Monday the 24th and Monday the 1st. If you look at the gap between value area low and value area high there, that's what we've traded into. But it is absolutely a low volume node on the daily we just went over. We start losing 93s. We've got liquidity at 200s and then we're going 900s. And it can happen quick. I'm not joking. It can happen quick. I really would like them to save this for next week. Really, ideally, they save it for next week. Are you? I'm not even like. What are you talking about then? I'm not giving anyone like that validity. I've made it super clear. All right, so watching into the low of this box, you've got to be covering something to low of this box. And if we lose this, previous week low is at 193s. You can think about that. But I'd really think that we can maybe go down to the 900s if we start getting really heavy today. It will be a complete meltdown if they do that. So look at SPY now underneath 85s. It's lost 85s. We're going to go to the 82s. If they lose 82s, it's good night, sweetheart. It would be nice, Peter. The 900s is what I think this market really wants to get to. All right, we're into the low of this box, right? So this is value area high from the week of the 24th of November. All right, so we're trading into that value area high. If we lose this, we're going to go search for value inside. which means we're probably going to come for the 900s if we lose this. Remember, it won't just be a break. You need a break, back test, stay heavy. Initial balance now set. Major puke here. Tesla giving it back the whole day, coming back to previous day high here on Tesla. It's giving back its whole day. Its whole day. All right, tell you where you had huge sellers come in was 59. 59, 360 you can call it. All right, huge sellers came in 360, top of this box. All right, so they tried to defend the top of this box, which shows how important these levels are, because this is where sellers came in. They tried to defend it, they became sellers, and we're trying to hold the bottom of this box. All right, so this rotation here is going to become important. If we reject this, we're going lower. This is a strong trend. So I said to you guys, I wouldn't be bidding this market today. Chris, took my first NQ trade in May. Today I finally cleared the TPT buffer. I have my first payout, 1,500 coming. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to cry right now. I can't thank you enough. Hey, Chris. High five, bud. High five, bud. I love to see that. Love to hear that. Taylor, what's the meaning of the blue box? If you see a blue box, it's a possible area of demand. It's like if you're in a short, it's an area you should be starting to cover some of your positions. If you see a red box, it's a possible area of supply. Right, those boxes can flip. Okay, so a zone will flip. So if we drop below this, right, I would expect this to become red and we stay heavy. Right now, we're trading right to the edge of it. You can see how important it is. We're finding a bid on the previous week's value area, or 2 weeks ago, previous week value area low. We just went over it. Right, you guys got to learn this. Here, this is where we're finding a bid. Here's the volume. Here's the previous week. No, it's actually 2 weeks ago. This is current week, previous week, previous week, right? So from dating back all the way back into here, all right, we're trying to find a bid. If we lose that, this, like I said, this is a naked point of control. This is where the market will rotate to. Anyone who read the newsletter, which is completely free, you will know these levels. You should have them marked out on your charts, right? I give these out for free in the newsletters. What I'm looking for, what the areas are to be defended and why. How do I draw the boxes? It's just a rectangle, mate. I just draw it on like that. Is that what you mean? How do I literally draw it? I'm not. If I'm not understanding it, just say. Yeah, like we said, those big sellers are at 360. Exactly right. Whoever just said that, spot on. That's where they're looking to defend, the 360, the top side of the box. If they don't defend this, a squeeze back upside is on. Come and test probably this area here. All right, this guy right here, right, is a level of interest for a back test if they reclaim 360s. But in these 360s, we had look. If you look at the tape, look at this guy here, 626 lot sell side. All right, so sell side delta, 626 lot. We're now above them. All right, which means everyone below is now stuck as a seller. This is why I give it to you. So reclaim blue box, watch previous day low. If we squeeze through previous day low, they're going to get some relief till 433s. This is still not a long for me. There's nothing in here as a long for me personally. All right. Yeah, for me personally, like I talked about, you would need to take this liquidity and come back inside this and defend this. And then really you want to trigger would be that to there. I mean, you are in a strong sell day. So I don't think there's a reason to be long today. Personally, that's how I would treat it. Nice. Good work, folks. All you guys passing, making money. Do I trade as well? Yeah, I've been trading. Like I'm up. All right. I'm just waiting now. If we get a nice deep retest, I'll think about adding back in. But it's a Friday for me. I'm just nice and easy, size down on a Friday. Hi, Alex. That concept that you showed on Bookmap for stuck buyers, that was epic. Is that you teach? Is that how I teach? Is that what you mean? It's all in the new order flow Bookmap course. It's all like, guys, it's just different ways of looking at it. That's all I'm ever looking at. Whether you're using order flow, whether you're using Bookmap, whether you're using candle structure, the whole principle of how a market moves is based on who's stuck. That's literally how the market moves. Okay, seller's still in control. So no reclaim above that 360. Peaked above it, no reclaim of it. No close above, no hold above blue box, right? Notice you are not seeing this, all right? You're seeing a poke and a fail, right? If bulls are going to do this, they've got to do this, and your long would be on a reclaim. You don't want to be long down here because you will get flushed out on... Right, if you're desperate to be long, it's got to go and rebuild. And I'd be very careful because for me, any long today will be counter trend. Why? Because we're outside of value for the first time this week. We're rejecting value. Yeah, we've taken previous day low. Whippy do. I know what you're going to say. Low hanging fruit's gone, but the draw can easily be down here. So any long today, you know, unless you reclaim this, right, then this is probably a counter trend which gets sold into. Until they prove otherwise, that's how I would think about the market. So if you're long today, you counter trend. I don't like counter trends. I try and play pro trends. I'd rather let this squeeze out, right? Imagine we get loads of bulls, chase, two leg, fail, slam back down, cover some, runners for down here, just in case he wants to do it. That's the kind of thing I would prefer to look for. Holding for naked POC. I mean, if they get it today, what will that move be? Let's see if it's actually realistic to do in one day. Where did our closing price from yesterday to... Possible. It's a 3% move. Seen weirder things. Where's the New York Open? Somewhere around here. Where's my blue line? Yeah. 2.41% down day. It's possible. It's not actually that much, is it? It's a lot. Don't get me wrong. 2 to 3% is a lot, but it's not like it's a 10% drop in a day is what I'm trying to say. It's possible. There's validity to it. It could happen. It could happen. Okay, SPY retesting 85 here. This is a big over-under for SPY. Remember, if it retests it, we can go on a reclaim squeeze. If they resell into this, then I think 82s are very, very much possible on SPY. So these are the levels. You just had buyers just came flying in here trying to support this bid for an upside move now. And where did we say these guys were stuck? Where was the... I thought I put a pink line on the chart. If I deleted it, I'm going to have to find him now. Again, that's annoying. Let's zoom out of this. Oh, he's way up there. Okay, so I'll be watching it into sort of 425s. 425s to 460s to 470s. So you'd want sellers to defend that max. Okay, here's the retest of previous day low staying heavy. This volume node now staying heavy. Sellers came flying in here, 450 lot, now caught at 50. So I would just personally, I'd just let this shake out for a minute. Let it shake out for a minute. If you're looking for the follow-on short, I would just let this shake out for a minute. You got a bit of a battle developing here. Previous day low, a big seller just came flying in here and got stuck. Okay, this is your volume node. If they reclaim this node, this is potential resistance here, but it's very thin, so they might just skip straight up to here. These are the levels that I'm interested in shorting versus. If we reclaim those, shorts go off the table, and we'll probably go back into rotation. So I'm going to wait. Can we squeeze through this little area here? Can we do like a two leg through the low volume node, right? Either sellers defend this or we're going to go straight squeeze to here. And this area here, I'm interested in selling against. Right, that area there. Chris, just a small thank you for sharing your knowledge with us. I'm looking forward to 2026. Hey, Chris, super proud of you, man. Great work. Thank you. That's very, very kind of you to pay for my lunch for the day. You and John, very, very kind. Thank you. Which one indicator showing previous week value area high in New York, VWAP, previous day high, previous day low? My one just showing volume profile and value area high. This is the flow zone indicator. This is the flow zone pro. It's available on my website, right? So if you want all of these, that's on the website. No pressure to get it. I'm only telling you because you've asked before someone says that I'm selling hard. I'm sure there are some, if you just want the daily levels, I'm sure there's something out there for free. But if you want everything in here, Globex, opening range, initial balance, daily levels, weekly levels, momentum, flow zone cloud, deep flow pullback clouds, higher time frame algo, lower time frame algo, and sentiment, then just grab it on my website. All right, I'm going to get a coffee. I will be right back. What are we doing, folks? Just building out liquidity now. All right, market's taking a breather now. Market's taking a breather. It's still bearish. All right, look, if we just think about this, very, very simple. Can we reclaim previous day low? No. Have we reclaimed momentum clouds, flow zone clouds? No. Have we got back above this shelf? Have we reclaimed this low volume node? No. So for me, any build out here is bearish. All right, any build out here is bearish. But you can just really build a bear flag and let it do whatever it needs to do. Ideally, 2+ leg pullback. Where is my channel? Do I have one? How do I get rid of it? Oh, we just draw it like this. All right. No, that's not what we want. Sorry, folks. Let me try and help here. Right. I don't really want to be a new money short in here, do I? Remember, this is a high time frame level. It's been on here for 2 weeks now, this level. I don't want to be a short in this box. All right. I would much rather see this market move out of this. All right, maybe into here, maybe into here, and then offer a short here. Or if it won't do that, if it's a nasty market and it just does this and fail, then we need to wait for a return in for a continuation. All right, so if you're learning anything from here, it's the importance of the higher time frames, right? It's important of understanding when we're leaving value, when we're searching for new value. Remember, this market has been in value in here for 2 weeks. All right, rotation, 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 rotation. Eventually it went, fuck, no, we don't like the price up here. We need to search for new value. That's what a trend is search for new value. The moment it's found some validity here because it's building out volume. I know the most valued area is down here. I don't know it comes today. It might come next week. It might never come. I think it will come, but it might never come, and we need to be prepared for that. But that's the move that I would love to see. That is also a previous week low right here, so we're going to also respect that. So the indicators mentioned in private, created ones. Yeah, they're private, so you can get it on the website if you're interested. If you do the course, you get a version of it. They're cheaper if you do the beginner to advanced course because it's a big part of how I trade. I don't try not to trade against them. What are the other ones that you want to know, bud? This is just anchored volume profile, right? Anchored off the 930. That's all that is, and everything else that you've seen on the chart are just weekly fixed range volume profiles. Right? You can draw those on. They're for free. Right? They're not. They're just here. Is it here? Is it this one? They're here. Volume based. Right? Anchored volume profile, fixed range volume profile. So that's all these are. They're not indicators. They're tools. I guess is a better way of putting it. If that's what you were wondering. If I've misunderstood that, I am sorry. Okay, so let's see if this can lift up a bit here. SPY reclaiming those 85s, didn't quite get to 82s. I saw one of you saying SPX got to strike price or something. I missed that, so I don't know what price that was. Apologies. VIX did peak out at 16, has failed to close above 16, coming right down to the 1550s now, and we are into this low volume node. So sometimes you will see sellers try and defend this, all right? But at the moment, we might see a retest of this. If they get through this, retest this. If we get through this, I'm not interested in shorts anymore. Right? And I'm not going to short. What I do not do is try and guess where the top is, right? I let it. I don't go short, blow up, all right? We let it peak out, right? Ideally, this move happens aggressively. The slower it is, actually, the worse it is. What you want is something like this and then that, all right? And you want buyers all buying here, all right? Delta to go high, right? This delta you want to go high and them to get stuck, and then we use their pain. At least that's how I trade it. So this is what actually just happened now. Buyers just came flying in here at 94, right? They literally just came flying in at 94. So let's see if they get stuck. And they do have bid support at 76s here, but they just got stuck there at 94. They just can't. So there you go. While I'm teaching it, it's starting. All right, so let's just see. I'd say big buy side delta is 94, and if they get above that, it's 908-ish, and they are now starting to find themselves a little bit caught up here. The problem now is how we've built out this volume. All right, so do they respect this? It's why you want like a blow off top, and then that, because you use their pain to come lower. Can I show that on Bookmap? Yeah, right here. Move you to Bookmap. These guys right here, all right? See these guys? 57 lot, 5 lot, 142 lot, 107 lot. And the moment, if you just think about this as like a little shelf, the moment they got stuck, boom, they become sellers. So we're going to come back and test them. If they stay heavy again, right, if they stay heavy versus here, right, they've just bought heavy into it again. If they can't reclaim this range, we move lower. If they reclaim this range, then we're going to try and move higher, and we can think about where delta is stuck above. So 406s is a big level, 408s is a big level, 416s is a big level. So they're trying to bid up now. And I would say we go back to this, and we're watching 410s and then 430s. Those are really the levels I'll be watching, 410s, 430s. But we are starting to build out liquidity now. What you don't want to do is be short above 460s, 470s today, because that would be a look below and fail, right? It'd be a look below and fail, which is what we've had the last few days. Okay, so delta, 409s, 416s, 420s. Who's this guy? Fucking hell, that's huge. 544s is massive. 544s, that makes sense in here. I'm going to extend this out a little bit because I know he's at 44, just so I can remind myself. And the way I'm seeing that is... this guy here. Think about how much buying took place here. Right, it's this guy we need trapped. All these guys, whoever was buying here, that's who we need trapped. They need to stay trapped for us to move lower. Okay, we have some guys here as well. Right, this is all buyers stuck. All right, so this guy and this guy up here, oh, we need to keep them trapped. And if we can keep them trapped, we can have a go lower. We need to be aware of where the shorts got stuck here, 350s. Right, so if you get short now, the difference is now, if you're going to get short here, you must cover some into this because you don't know that this washes. Right, you don't know. So if it offers a short up here, you must respect these levels, mustn't you? You don't know that it would make a lower low. So you always pay yourself now because now you've got structure where you must pay yourself some and then your runners for lower. Hopefully that makes sense. I'm trying my best to teach it as we go here. All right, so if we go back to Bookmap, we're rejecting that same box. We've just created more buyers trapped up there again. They're currently stuck in that same box we just talked about. Starting to see aggressive sellers stepping in here. And if you are now short, you want to be covering into that pivot that I just talked about. All right, so you want to be watching down into 360s. You must cover some into 360s. I'm currently short in this now. And I will take some off into 360s and hold runners for a flush below. So there's the, see how we instantly hit 360 and found an initial bid. Now, if we flush below this, it'd be really nice. And the next level here is 350. That's point of control on the session now is 350. We need to get beneath 350. If we can't get beneath 350, it's a problem. I don't know why TradingView has POC up here, but it's actually at 350 now. So I'm watching 350. Nice continuation. And if we can get under here, there's potential to go low of day. So I already paid myself a bit into 60s. Now just waiting to see. Here we go. Come on, baby. You got to get through 50 or I'm out. You got to get through 50 or I am out. Because a big seller just jumped in here. 361 lot. You can see him on Bookmap right here. 380. Here we go. 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50. They're reloading. We need a snap now. Otherwise, Alex is out of this. Because they're trying to aggressively sell without the ability to move low, which means there is a passive bias sitting here trying to absorb the tape. So I'm out. There we go. And I can always get back in. And this is how I trade. Like, if I'm playing continuation, I can always get back in. Well, it actually is. Based on tick volume and delta volume, it is down here now. It's moved down here. Right here. I'm watching this level, you see? See how we're respecting this level? Big sellers, big sellers, big sellers. We have to get below this. This is volume point of control currently based on delta. And if we flush this, we're going to come all the way down to here. So here we go. If they hold this, squeeze back up. I'm just saying what I'm seeing. If it doesn't line up with what you're seeing, I don't know. This is just what I'm seeing. You know, you can see they're absorbing 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50. But it's based on delta, I guess. So it's a big level. It's a big level. Lose this, low of day. Hold this, then second leg higher. All right, so lose this. Oh, lose this. You can. Oh, come on, TradingView. Come on, TradingView. Lose this, low of day. Absorb this, second leg. 1, 2, possible. Both are possible. It's why I'm very proactive when we come into these ranges. It's my NinjaTrader chart. It's a 5-minute on a NinjaTrader chart. The reason I don't have that up all the time is I can't do things like draw on here and move it around and show you what to do. You can see like the difference between me and other streamers is I try and teach you as I go rather than just, you can watch the biggest streamer in the world yesterday lose $45,000 in the space of 15 minutes by going against momentum without giving you a reason why. So I try and show you what I'm looking at and why I'm looking at. Okay, so big delta there came flying in again. We're starting to lose 50s. We should now really start breaking down and come and test these 23s. So 50s is your under over now. And if they reclaim it, then it will be a problem. Mate, if you have to choose between NinjaTrader and Tradeify, which platform? They're owned by the same, so you don't need to choose. You don't need to choose. Like get your accounts on Tradeify. For me, NinjaTrader is a more professional platform. I don't want to be on something web-based. So get your accounts on Tradeify, trade on your desktop on NinjaTrader, and if you go on holiday or you want to trade on a laptop, then you just open up Tradeify and you can trade on there. Here you go. All right, so everything playing out how I just showed you. That's not me being an arrogant prick. That's me trying to explain to you how the market works in certain ways. Right, so we rejected low volume node. We came back underneath previous day low. We lost this shelf. All right, we trapped the buyers up here, and we're now using their pain. And your cover points were 50s. Unfortunately, I got knocked out of this. I was probably a bit impatient. And we should now take out low of day, and your next target would be down here to 190. But you should, if you took the short here, you should have already paid yourself. Your stop can go at break even, or it can actually go at 50. Right, so your stop now in the money. You protect versus this shelf. You don't want to reclaim with that. So if you took any short here, stop now at 50. You look for low of daybreak, and ideally you get 196 and 900. Right, so I don't want to hear anyone say I don't tell you what I'm looking at or stuff like that. I try and make this as clear as possible. You show me someone else who teaches you like this live. This is not hindsight. I'm not gonna say names. You can work it out. Whoever has the 20,000 people following them every day. Gangster Garber, 53,021 on TPT. That's a pass, right? That's a pass, my friend. Good work. High five. How do you link other accounts that will trade the same? You can use a trade copier. I use Affordable Indicators trade copier. That's my preferred one nowadays. Yeah, I'm live here every day, Monday to Friday. Right, 9:15 Eastern time. We go through pre-market. I tell you what I'm looking at, why. I give you a review. ES, SPY, QQQ, NQ, VIX, Mag 7, and then we talk about any news, any big macro events. That's it. And if you haven't already, click the link in chat that Nightbot sends for the newsletter. Right, and newsletter goes out every Saturday morning. It's totally free. I tell you what happened the last week, what news, what earnings are coming up, and the levels I'm looking at, the big levels that buyers and sellers need to defend. If you just mark those on your charts and you trade around those levels, you'll probably find that you start having better performing trades. Because for me, a big part of trading is trading in the right levels. Understanding the market is one thing, but trading in the right levels, having the discipline to not trade in poor levels is important. If you're trading in poor levels, you will get chopped up. If you traded in those range rotations all week, I mean, unless you love that stuff, you will get chopped up. And big sellers coming in here. We should break down here, folks. You should see a new low of day. They're trying very hard to get underneath initial balance. Technically speaking, if we get under IB, we can have an expansion model of an IB, which would be amazing. Why did you not short if you knew it was happening? Jack, I did. Go back on stream. I did. There's the breakdown. I did. I just got knocked out against 50s. I don't know if you're purposely here to be a dick like normal or you're actually like genuine, but I did. Here's the breakdown. So here's the expansion model. Previous week low now is the level to come to. Big expansion. Okay, so previous week low here, 190s. And if you fail that, the naked point of control. So those of you holding for naked point of control might get it. Oh, I'm annoyed I got knocked out at 50 now. 150 point trade. Missed that by getting knocked out at 50. Motherfuckers. So value area low, moving lower now, chasing the market down. Not me chasing the market down. The value is chasing the market down. This is your cover point. All right, this is your cover point. All right, there's the bear flag we talked about. There's the breakdown. There's the fail of 50s. There's the move. Next point is here. So TP1 here, TP2 down here. You do not want to do anything beyond this. The market, if the market gravitates to this, fantastic. You don't need to do anything beyond that. That is probably maximum move for the day, okay? Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Willa. That's, yeah, I mean, you will know I had COVID, 2-3 weeks ago. It's horrible. So maybe a reprice here, a rebalance, because that was a very thin move. Buyers have come in here versus 55s. If they get through 55s, they can maybe get back up to 310s. If they get stuck at 55s, you might see continuation back down to that previous week value area low. Okay, so watch these 55s because this is where these buyers keep coming in. If they get through this, they can very well squeeze all the way back to 310. Remember, this was a very sharp snap, so we need to fill in some of the participants here who are waiting to get filled. I would say now, any reclaim of this, do not touch it. But all the time we reject this, we're still looking for lower prices, all right? We're in a trend. We're in a trend continuation. But if we start reclaiming this, I'd be done with it for the day. I think the best moves probably happen now. You should just be holding your positions that you got in, hopefully, with what I was calling out. Hopefully you didn't get knocked out at 55 like I did, like an absolute wally. We have imbalances here all the way up to 307s, right? All the way up to 307s. Thanks, Alex. You're the best. You're welcome. Thanks, Alex. I'm 1,300 up on my funded account. I also passed another eval. And lovely, Jonathan. Great work, everyone. Nice. Some of you catching that. I just talked you through your biggest NQ win ever. That's awesome. Apex still on sale? Yeah, Apex still on sale till Tuesday, I believe. Okay, so what happened at that low? Right at that low of day, we have 99 sellers caught offside there. All right, so 24s. That's where the sellers are caught offside at 24s. We have a balance to fill here. Some at 80, some at 92, some at 95, some at 300, some above that. All right. So sellers are stuck at 94s, and there's reprice higher available. But I'd stay short bias unless we reclaim everything. But right now it's getting a little bit thin, so you just want to be a little bit careful. But I think we can still move down to that previous week low, and then beyond that to that naked point of control I keep banging on about. All right, so this green line is ideally your next TP. Ideally, all this is a build out. There's your TP, and then in here. All right, and that's your ultimate TP. This is your ultimate TP. So I've said the market has wanted to come for a long time. It needs to retest that area. It's left it alone for far too long. This previous week low. Once we snap this, I'll tell you what, I'll put a little bit of volume in here so we can just see a level. Right, this is a level. Once we snap this, this is the cue that we go here, this grey box. This is just looking at the volume really from Wednesday the 26th. I think we're going to move low. I think you're going to get it. Just be careful though. This is where these sellers keep trying to come in here, these 24s I keep talking about. But they look like they want it. SPY now under 82. That is a problem for the market, like I said. Anything under 82, this market can get quite nasty. And SPY is now half a point under it. And I think you're going to get the previous week low here. It's probably a matter of time at this point. And you've got every single bull for 2 weeks now trapped above. I think you're going to get it. What's that level? 90s. I think you're going to get it, folks. Lots of sellers coming in here. So just be careful. They need to get their way because they're piling in here. I think you're going to get it. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we fucking go. Here we go. Right, hold now. I'm in this short, by the way, now. Cover some here. Runners only now. And if we lose this grey box, we're coming down into here. And I don't want to hear any fucking idiots on this chat talking shit about me ever again because I'm sick of it. Gifted. Absolutely gifted. I said that you don't have to choose between platforms. Does that mean I have a 50k futures account purchase on funded next? Yes, you can switch between Tradeify and Ninja. Yeah, absolutely. as long as you purchase any platform on Tradeify, right, you will always be able to use Tradeify or NinjaTrader. They're the same company. All right, NinjaTrader own Tradeify. They're the same company. All right, covers into here, runners now. If we get expansion, fantastic. But you know, anything beyond this is an absolute gift. SPY into 680s. All right, if we lose 680 in SPY, when I checked last night, there were no put walls. They were so thin, the put walls. I don't think they expected this move. If they lose 680s on SPY, it is game over. Game over market. So massive, massive levels. You see the grey box, edge of the grey box, just like we talked about the blue box. How did I do this? How did I do it? So that you guys can learn. How did I find this grey box? Why is it edge? Look at this volume here, all right? Can you see this volume here? This is a weekly volume level. All right, it was created here. Here's the edge of volume. Here's the lower volume. This is the rotation. Remember, when you see big volume, we rotate. In here, we might well rotate. We lose that shelf, we're coming to here, all right? Because we're thin in there. We lose that shelf, we come to there. I'm about to get fully out of this on the runner here, unfortunately. The second time today, it's about to stop out. As long as it doesn't stop me out, it'd be nice. But I just got caught then again into 15s. All right, tell you what, I'm going to lean against this guy at 24s. We take out 24s, I'm out. Because that's where seller is stuck right now. Seller's not stuck, sorry. Seller's in control. About to knock me out. Oh! There, out. Okay, out on runner. Still a fantastic trade. Still a fantastic trade. Okay, so if you guys are in from 50s, you can, or above, you can hold this, right? We talked about, if you guys are in from here, you should have gone TP1, TP2. You can afford to hold your runner for down here. Any reclaim of this, though, you're gone. You're done for the day. Hour left. You might still get it. What a day. Killer day, folks. Slux Deluxe. I want to say I am your fan. I'm glad I found you. Hey, thanks for joining, man. Appreciate it. Appreciate the good energy. Previous week high and previous week low taken this week. Been a tough work getting there for me this week. I can't lie. Yeah, that is a market in rotation, isn't it? That is the definition of a market in rotation, right? Think about what that looks like on a chart. But my feeling now is we're probably in breakout. We're probably, unless we open up next week, all right, I'll give you a clue what the newsletter is going to look like. Bears are in control. As long as we close down here, bears are in control, right? Bulls need to reclaim 470. The big level of contested area is going to be the 900s. Yeah, we start getting under 900s, bulls are absolutely fucked. But we can still see a higher time frame pullback into that. So let's just think about daily. All right, think about what we're seeing on the daily. What have we lost on the daily? The low volume node. Where are we? 20-day, 50-day. Okay, this is mean reversion. We're at mean reversion. All right, 2 standard deviation, 2 standard deviation, mean reversion. Very well might find a bid here, but the bigger level for me is the 900s here. All right, these kind of guys here, maybe even 8s. This is that old weekly point of control. We can think about this even in an RBS, right? Think about structure, right? Pull back, right? We expect the market to pull back into this, don't we, on a daily? I expect bulls to try and defend this. If they successfully defend this and we reclaim, I'll tell you what, then I'm very confident about all-time highs. And that's probably going to be next year. But I'll also tell you this. This was done on no volume. And if we lose this level here, then I'm very confident that it is night time and we're going for a 200-day revisit, or at least into here. Right, and I think this will be the 2026 move, and this will be the decision point. So I don't want to be too biased, because this is possible and this is possible, both on the daily. And what matters is this, because do they set a daily high or low and set this up? Or are we going to see the divergence, same divergence we saw in the 90s, same divergence we saw in 07, where RTY makes an all-time high, Qs don't, and then you get the start of a rollover, and we get that JPY carry trade starting to happen. I think it's December 18th that comes into effect. Anyway, these are all things we went over earlier in the day on the start of the show, and everything else. Let's just want to have a quick look at the bonds and treasuries here. And look at this. Surprise, fucking surprise. Who's pushing? I'm telling you, I keep telling you, this is the problem for this market, all right? This is a big, big problem for the market. That and the jobs number is going to cause a major issue. But, you know, what do I know? I'm just a small-time streamer. Oh, the last trade, where did I enter? I entered once they got stuck. I entered, let me get it up here, 43s. I added at 19s, and I got most of that cover off into 93. And then stopped out on the rest. Might still break lower. Like I said, you lose this grey box, it is a big problem. Big problem for the market. And same level, 80s on SPY, right? I've got a price alert set at 80. So this will tell me, have a look at the VIX. Oof, oof, oof. Again, go back to the pre-market show this morning. Willow, do I believe the market will have a continuation down next week? It all depends where we close and what levels we've taken out. That's what I'd say. It's too early yet to say. Does it have the ability to now do it? Absolutely. We've left volume, right? But it really depends where we close. Do I trade GC? I do not. Excellent market analysis, top notch. Thank you very much. You legend helped me pass so many evals. Oh, that's awesome. Honestly, I'd love to cancel the Santa Rally. You might not need to. It might be that everyone else cancels it. Okay, new breakdown here. This grey box is key. You can see they're trying to absorb in the low volume node on a daily underneath this. They lose this. If they lose this, your target is down here. Okay, if they lose this, your target is down here. I'm going to put a red line on for that exact target so we can see it. That, or a white line, that is your point of control, okay, that we're looking for if they do lose it. Which level on SPY did you say to watch out for again? The levels were 88, 85, 82, 80s. All right, so if you look at this morning, and that's not just today, it's been the levels all week. If you look at this morning, once we lost 88, we got a cascade to 85. We trade under 85, we backtest 85, we stay heavy 85, we're now trading. We trade down to 82. We lose 82. We backtest 82. We're now trading down to 80. If they lose 80, we're going to go 20-day. We're going to go 75 and stuff. But I'd imagine they'd really want to pin this and hold 80. If they lose that, it's such a big problem for the market. Because when I had a look at the put walls, it was so low on volume. Everything was cool wall. Everything was 90 and 700. The volume below for the put walls was not great. Do you have a video created on contract sizes? I do not. I don't think. Maybe on the Apex videos, there might be some stuff. Quick question. Are you looking for closure below the grey box or a retest? Yeah, it would need, to get a new position in, you mean? Yeah, it would need to get underneath. If I was going to put any more trade on today, and to be honest, I'm thinking probably just going to be risk off, I'd need something like this. Right, I'd need volume built out here. We want to see like this kind of thing here. Right, we want to see volume built out, a trade under, rejected it, and go lower. Just remember, we've taken out a weekly level. This is like an absolute bonus if you get there. Remember that means we're a 3% down day if we get there. Or if we go from New York Open, 2.4% down. We measured it earlier, right? So I think this is the draw on liquidity. But, you know, maybe they save it for next week. I wouldn't mind if they did. If they could save it for next week, it'd be really nice, right? Because what we could see, let's imagine market closes like it does now. That means what I'd be looking for next week is a trade into here, short side from here, and a slam back down to there. And then from here, I'd be considering a bid up. Higher time frame. Is there a reason I don't trade GC? No, not really. Like, it's moved really well, but I took a short on GC earlier this year, swing short. So I was long GLL which is the 2 times or 3 times ETF on it, short side. So I was long GL, I can't remember what it is. I'd have to have a look at it. But I just trade Nasdaq. I'm used to Nasdaq's personality. The whole reason I left small caps and large caps is I don't like looking at scanners. I don't want to see, even though I think there's more edge there's way more edge in stocks than there are in futures, because they're way more inefficient. All right, so you like, if the Qs inspire down on the day, and like you can find a market which is weak, like Nvidia, AVGO, Oracle today, you just want to be short those, don't you? Relative weakness is a way easier trade than this, but it requires way more brainwaves. Maybe I should go back to it. I think I've improved as a trader so much the last 3-4 years that I could probably absolutely smash stocks to bits. But for GC, I don't know its personality. I know that hedges are just going to keep printing it up. I know that all the time this market has under the hood a engine which is rotting, where they haven't put any oil in and it's about to blow up. Then they're going to keep bidding up GC. So I don't know. What can I say? I've only got so many brainwaves, I guess is the way of putting it. I've only got so much energy. Yeah, you're right, Zar. You're right. OPEX next week. You are right. We talked about that in Discord. What indicator are you using for volume on the right side of the screen? I'm using VR. Oh, anchored. So this one here, anchored volume profile. And then I just anchor it from 9:30, and you just have to, in the settings, you have to tell it placement right. NQ the best. Yeah, I mean, it can be. When she's playing kind, she's great. When she's being a little bitch, it's fucking pissed me off. There's days like that when I'm like, why don't I just trade stocks? It's so much easier. New here, and I love your analysis, mate. Do I have any content for swing trading? No, but everything that I teach you, it works the same for swing trading. It's just the difference in swing trading. You really don't need to pay attention to any of this. All right. So if we were going to look for swings now, let's have a think about what's moving today. AVGO. All right, let's go to AVGO. All right, I'd start. Everything works the same way. So I'd start on a daily, and I'd be like, okay, who's trapped on AVGO? Okay, very clearly, all I need to see is here. All right, pain point for AVGO is all the buyers trapped above here right now. All right, big gap down. Buyers are trapped. Where's the big puke? Well, the big puke will happen under here for a gap fill. All right, so we've got higher highs, technically higher lows, but any return back in here offers a possible swing short down to here. Any break of that fills the gap. All right, and that's just how I would trade it. And it will be the same for absolutely anything. I can show you big swings that I took this year. So AMD, all right, my big swing was 58s, I believe. So I bought this right here. So the same thing we look at on lower time frame, inverse head and shoulders, right? Flag, consolidation. If we move this into like an hourly, I'll have to get back to that same level, right, into an hourly. And you can see here that we were starting to liquidate guys under here. All right, Wyckoff theory, bulls were buying this, so short side came flying in, absorption on the tape here. I got long at 58 right in here, and I'm still long. And I sold 80% of it into this move because it's a ridiculous move. So if we just think about this, same thing we would do. What's the measurement of the move, or what's the expansion of that? All right, 3x, 261. I actually got filled, so I'm above that, which was amazing, and I'm down to tiny size. So 80% of me is filled here, and I'm just going to hold this now from here because I don't care. Maybe we come back and I stop out break even on it, but maybe they want to do a resqueeze next year. I don't know. It's all the same things. It's exactly the same things. And the best areas to buy on are the same levels I always talk about. It's really, you want consolidation on a 200 day. So if I go get you on a daily, so it makes more sense. Market's calmed down now, so we can do this. All right, so if we go to here, like AMD. So you can see where I got long. Look, my stuff's still on it. My charts are still on it. All right, so we got a back above the 200-day. We were holding in this Bollinger Band. We created a squeeze. Here's the Bollinger Band squeeze. You can see how tight it got here. Once we do a squeeze on Bollinger Band, we're going to expect expansion. And because of the type of market condition we were in, right, we're looking to abuse these stops. And there's the swing, and there's the trigger higher. And we can do the same thing. I did the same on Apple. I'm still long Apple from 202s. All right, and it's exactly the same from 202s, same kind of thing. Was it 202s or 220? I'll have to have a look. Maybe it was 220. August. No, it's 202s, I think. It's the same kind of thing. All right, squeeze on the Bollinger Bands. Oh, no, it would have been 220 because I always wait to get back above the 200. So there's the 200. All right, there's the higher low. And long trigger here. Abuse these stops. And I'm still long in this because I've got no reason to sell right now. Yeah. Other ones I took this year, open, I took for the squeeze from 198s. All right, so this is about as easy pattern as you can get. Shorts will pile into this. Remember, my bias is always short side in small caps. But there's a higher low, there's a hold of 198s, and we got long for this squeeze, and we sold up into here. Really simple. Use these stops. We're still holding, like open's still valid. I mean, that it's a shit company, don't get me wrong. But it's still valid. It's still holding a higher low here. Like they can re-squeeze this. If they get enough shorts caught in here, they can re-squeeze it long term. Doesn't mean the outlook long term is good, but yeah, that's literally everything's in the course. It's the same way I treat anything, right? Same way I treat anything. So I would love this market to come back down to here long term at the moment. I think a buying opportunity becomes from, oh my God, are they going to let me do it from here? If this keeps drifting higher, right? That might be a buying opportunity. If we lose that, then all hell breaks loose in the market. It's the same thing. No matter what you're looking at, markets move in the same way. Right, aren't we starting to see a breakdown here? Starting to potentially lose that grey box. They are trying to reclaim it over and over. They know that they're into low volume node, and they know if they lose this, they are in mega problem. How do I join the Discord? Oh, you just got the course yesterday, didn't you, Indy? I will send it to you. I'd send it to you. But yeah, it's in the course at the end, but I'll let me shoot you an email now. Hang on, give me a second. There you go, my friend. I just emailed you, Indy. I would love it if you would switch to stocks, especially with Trade the Pool would be awesome. If I did it, I'd just trade my own account. It's just so much like to follow futures and teach and trade. Like you see how much this requires so much of my attention to do this. That's why I stopped trading stocks, really, is because I'd have scanner up, momentum scanner, gap down scanner, gap up scanner, low float scanner, new scanner. Like, it's just, can't do that and futures. It's one or the other. All right, it's going to break down here, folks. All these buyers keep trying to step in, and they're losing that grey box. All right, so they might well come down into here. It will get really nasty. If any of you are still holding this, you look really good. I'm not going to take another trade now. It's done what it needs to do for me. Thank you, brother. Just past Lucid on that trade. Nice, man. Which one do you use on the daily chart? So that volume profile is the 2025 volume profile. So it starts Jan 2nd, first day of trading. So it's just extending out. It's just extending out. Hey, brother, first time viewer. Love it so far. Awesome. Thanks for joining, man. Appreciate you being here. Seems like we're going to go for 24,900. It would be nice. It would be nice. I'm just a bit devastated that, I mean, I've got a little bit here and I've got a little bit here, but I'm a bit pissed off with myself, if I'm honest. I got knocked out of the 50s here. I didn't want to get re-caught on it, but, you know, so I had to grab a bit later, but annoying. Annoying, because if I still had that entry from up here, I'd still be sat in this, trying to let it work. There we go, is what it is. Can you join the Discord without the course? No, unfortunately not. There's a reason for that. It's not to make you don't have to do the course, but it's because I have been in many, many Discords, as I'm sure lots of other people have on the past. If you're in like a free Discord or a monthly fee Discord or anything like that, where there's no education, you will all trade different ways and you will all just piss each other off, and you'll start calling stuff which the other person in the chat's looking at the other direction, and it just causes confusion. So the way we've set it up is just for members only who have done the course, and it means that they're all looking at the same thing in the same way and can support each other. And for me, that cultivates a very good community who are there to support each other. And I feel like that's what we've got. It might be a smaller community, as a couple hundred of us, but it's an active community who support each other trading the same way. Yeah, quite exactly, Roscoe. Exactly. But like this week's kind of a good example. Like so many of you would have seen me here all week and last week being like, you know, please can we leave this range? Can we leave this range? We've got to leave this range. I don't want to trade in this range. And then eventually we leave the range and it's a beautiful, beautiful day. It's so much easier to trade where momentum is obvious, where liquidity hunting for one side is obvious. So much easier than just playing that chop. Where would the re-entry be? Okay, I'll have to focus in on this to have a look for you. Well, what I'd say, they've already regained 87. I wouldn't like that. If they start taking out 23s and 30s, I don't think there's a re-entry. I'm going to be honest. Not anywhere down here. So maybe in IB. They might well squeeze us all the way back up to IB. You're starting to see compression down here. Right? You're starting to see compression down here. They've had this chance to move. Remember, this is a level here, but it's also a level off the yearly chart. Their chance to do this has happened, and they haven't taken it. It's very, very possible if too many shorts pile in here and they haven't done this, if too many shorts pile in and they reclaim, I mean, they're rejecting the edge of this right now. If you think about it, tighten this up a little bit. If we put one of these in here. Right, they're rejecting the edge. They've still got the chance to protect 210s, but I'd say if they start getting above 210s, I would potentially leave it alone. All right, if they start getting above this and holding above it, we're thin in here. I would imagine we come and fill this into this level. And then how we at here becomes important. Maybe there's a reshort there, but we did just take out a weekly low. Remember, they don't have to do this today. They can leave it for next week. That's why I'm like trying to tell myself, do I really want to think about a new money short down here? Think about where our first shorts were this morning, 500s, outside of range, 460s, joining here, 370s. We're now at 200s. It's 300 point lower than our first play this morning. What are the benefits of Discord? Just analysis. If I'm trading in the afternoon trades, support of other traders. I mean, there's no monthly fee for it. It's just for people who've done the course, so it doesn't cost anything. Community. Giveaway, yeah, we'll do a giveaway in half an hour if we can get up to 200 likes. How many likes have we got currently on stream? I haven't looked. We need another 50 odd likes. When we get to 200 likes, we'll do a giveaway. Yeah, we're already 2%. 3% is the 3% is here, or 2.44, depends where you're measuring it from. I think from New York it was 2.44%. If it was from previous day close, 3%. So already at 2%, absolutely. And you're starting to see, look, we're clearing this shelf now. So I wouldn't be short biased now. It doesn't mean I'll be long because you're counter trend, but they can start to do one of these if they really want to be naughty. All right, they can come back up for here. Draw on liquidity remains here. It just depends. Like if they haven't built enough. Remember, to get down, how can I put this? To get down here, they need bulls. They need bulls involved. All right. So if they get this squeeze and bulls get involved, all right, and if people join here and then they fail up here, then they use these bulls who are trapped to move lower. But right now, if they've got too many sellers caught here, you might get this squeeze out, and then they will want bulls to chase, and then they will want the collapse. And it doesn't have to happen today. I keep saying that. The easy money's definitely gone into previous week low. How do I get the newsletter? Just look at the stuff underneath, the links underneath in the chat, or even there should be a post from Nightbot somewhere. Look, if you just scroll up, Nightbot, free weekly newsletter, it's right there. Just click on that. It doesn't cost you anything. All you got to do is stick in your email and you'll get it tomorrow morning. Do I trade other sessions? I will trade afternoon sessions if there's a setup. Very occasionally I'll trade Globex if there's a setup. Try not to trade Globex though, but if it's A+, I will take it. I bought the course within an hour of joining the Discord and made back the cost of the course because someone called something out in chat. There you go. There you go. Beautiful. Free. A free education. Chris, logging out for the day. Going to walk off this dopamine hit. I can't thank you enough, Alex. Have a great weekend. Hey, thanks for joining, Chris. Congrats on your payout. Happy for you. Totally. Well, I mean, it is absolutely possible keeping safe. Absolutely possible to do that. Hey, Alex, how did I get into trading? Well, one of my best friends was at Morgan Stanley that I used to live with in London, and then he left there and was at Standard Bank. So that was one of the first ways. My father as well was at CIBC. So I first started interviewing to trade when I was 21, 22. Got offered some jobs out in Dubai and in Cairo. I interviewed at Credit Suisse in London. I interviewed with Marwan in emerging markets at Morgan Stanley. And then, yeah, got offered some jobs. And then my life just went in a different direction. I ended up, you can listen to the interview with Austin Silva. I ended up getting into music and having a very successful music career for about 15 plus years. And then came back to trading as I got older and didn't want to be in the clubs anymore, taking stupid amounts of drugs and partying all the time, which is just the truth. Is what happened. So much healthier life now. Shorting was smooth today. It was indeed smooth. It was indeed smooth. And hopefully I kept you lot out of it. Some of you were looking for longs down here, and I kept saying, you know, momentum's heavy. I wouldn't be long unless you reclaim that level. And you will see at no point today did we do what I said we'd need to do if you were going to be long. So hopefully, even if you didn't get the short, if you were looking for longs, hopefully I stopped you being long. Can I please explain what the course covers? I'm an absolute newbie to trading, 1 month in. Do you recommend the course for me? If not, would I recommend it? Yes, I would recommend the course for you. It's probably unfair for me to ask me because I'll be extremely biased. But if you go on my YouTube and go to the course, there is like an advert there that talks about it all. Maybe ask some of the other guys in chat first, because I don't want to sell it to you. And if I don't know how many times you've joined me in stream, but make sure you like how I teach, because there's different pedagogy, different people teach in different ways, different people learn in different ways. Make sure you enjoy how I teach and you understand how I teach, or you're grasping it. Best way to do that, go through the free education on my channel first before you do anything else. There's a free course on my channel. Go and do all the free education first. Make sure you enjoy how I talk and how I teach. Do not spend money trying to learn with me if you're like, I fucking hate this guy, I don't understand what he's talking about, I don't like his attitude. And that's okay. Like, that's not me saying that. Like, that's okay. I remember being at school and university and being like, this lecturer, this teacher's shit, I'm not learning anything, because the pedagogy, the way that they taught, didn't work for me. So make sure that you enjoy how I teach first before you spend a penny, right? And everyone else in chat who's done the course can tell you whether they like it. And maybe there's some people that don't, and that's also okay. That's human nature. But it's 20 hours long, the course. It's not like a flimsy course. It's quite in depth, and I always advise watching it a couple times. All right, I'm going to use the bathroom. I still think this wants to break down. They had the... This is unfortunately what we're going to see now. In this grey box, we're seeing the... don't do that. We're seeing the rotation. Remember, this is a yearly profile here. This is a rotational range. If they lose this, this is where they want to come. Bears had the ability to break under, didn't take it. Bulls just had the ability to go for a squeeze, didn't take it. My bias, higher time frame is lower. I just don't know if we need to do this first. That's why I'm not going to enter it here. But if you're still holding from this position up here, you look so good. So good. All right, but I'm going to use a bathroom and I'll be right back. Oh, you're going to get it. You're going to get it. No, it's night market. Where's SPY? Under 80s. Oh, it's night. Good night market. Fuck. I can't believe I got knocked out in those fucking 50s up there. Oh. It just happens sometimes, doesn't it? Tesla about to take out previous day's low. Oh my God. Congrats. All you guys who are still in this from up here. It's fantastic. Fantastic trade. I think it's worth rewinding the tape today and talking about what and looking back at what we talked about here. Anyone that likes continuation trades, I know I fluffed this up here. I was short and I didn't like the buying coming at 50s, and I should have just given it more room and just let it work. So I had to join again later for a remove down. But yeah, is anyone still in from up here? Hopefully some of you are. Let me see. Sorry, guys, trying to catch up since leaving the desk. Welcome to the team, Super V. Mr. Osa315, wish I found your channel years ago. You helped clarify so much about the market. Thanks, Alex. Hey, you're welcome, dude. Thanks for the insight in the market. Appreciated. You're all welcome. You're all welcome. Don't go anywhere. Remember, we're going to do a giveaway at 9 o'clock. We will do some Apex giveaways. Made my loss back. Nice. Nice. Good work. You learn a lot and reinforce both general trading concepts. And his course adds more depth and daily discussions. Yeah, lots of people here have done the course, clearly. Richard, yes, get the course. Recommend the course. I'll answer for you, Alex. The course is definitely laid out for someone starting for sure. Yeah, it's literally, that's one thing I probably should have said for whoever asked. Like, it is laid out for someone that knows nothing. Like, I will build you up. That's why it's called beginner to advanced. I will literally build you up, teach you very basic principles about the market. It's I think it's over 20 modules, so that by the end of it, you've got, you know, we put the foundation in so you understand how and why the market moves, and we build blocks on top of that. So you've got a nice broad understanding. Because I think there's too much out there where people come to the market and this isn't against one teaching method or anything else, but they learn like, oh, this is my setup. You never understand why it does or doesn't work. So you'll never understand then like the nuances of like when not to take that setup, because there's no foundation. Thanks, guys. There's lots of kind messages here. Random guy, my first time joining your stream. I love the vibe. 5 mins in. I also love the comment section. Took one trade with you, up 400. My first funded account, which was in $800 drawdown. Hey, nice, man. That's awesome. Techno producer here. I was better with Ableton than Top Step X. Ableton was never my jam, man. I was a Logic X guy. I mean, I used to do my mixes in Ableton, but I never used it the right way. So if I was using Ableton, I was always using it in like the horizontal axis. I never did all the like clips and stuff. It used to drive me fucking mad. But I think it's super powerful. People love it. If I was going to start all over again, I'd probably do that. No re-entry. Oh, it's tough, man, to think. I mean, look, you can think about this same level here. It's just tough. Like, you're entering low of day to try and go lower. Like, it's not. You still got compression. This guy here is still like you're under over. Let me check on the delta. 88 and 94 are still big levels, so buyers are trapped over that. So I guess 88, yeah, it's the same level. This shelf here, all the time that this is being protected, potentially lower. The problem is how, for me, if we zoom out, all right, the entries today have been here, here, and here. We're now trying to get that. What if it doesn't come? That's all that goes through my head. Like, in terms of RR, we're losing RR, right? We're losing RR. And you want to be careful of this little nugget down here. Let me just check. Yeah, there is excess at the low. So I'd say be very careful of this right here now. If they hold this. So I'd say your rotations are between here right now. This is the build out of liquidity. That's the build out. Right, you can just see that on the volume profile. You don't even need the footprint for that. If we go to the footprint and have a look at what's been going on the last few minutes, you would see just in this, there were sellers just caught there, just saw it. There you go. All right, so this is the problem when you're trying to play low of day. You've got everyone trying to force the breakdown of the lows. You're seeing absorption here. If you remember, these are all market orders, right? If you're seeing all these market orders flying in and we're not moving lower, right? We're not moving lower. It means there's a passive buyer here, and the squeezes can potentially happen. And if we look to the upside, we want to see where the buyers are caught to the upside. So there's a little bit in here. Yeah, a little bit at 50s. Big selling came in above 50s. So I'd say if they can start printing above, this can probably be repriced. You can see how thick that was there. If we look left, yeah, same area. So this is the thing now. All right, definitely some sellers caught down there at the lows, and they can very easily give a squeeze relief. And we can see this is a proper imbalance, not a fair value gap. A legit imbalance is right here. It is a fair value gap, but you can actually see the imbalance. This is washed out because Stops got run out here. We're going to do a lesson on liquidity later in Discord. We talked about that once we get off stream. Let's do it like maybe we can do it straight after stream. Maybe we do it straight after stream, and then I get the rest of my day free. All right, so you see this delta flip. You see this sell, 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 sell. No more selling, or lots of selling, but no more available lower, and we shift up. All right, because these sellers are caught. So we've got an imbalance here, and if we trade through 90s, then I would say we can come and test 220s. So you can see this imbalance here being filled in. This is where buyers were caught. So this is why we're doing a rotation between these right now. And you need to wait for acceptance outside of that, in my opinion, which will probably line up with there. There you go. So exactly the same levels. If you think about what we just looked at, the same levels are the same levels here. So Confluence here. This is what sellers are trying to protect. This is what buyers are trying to protect. This is the rotation within this tiny range. Acceptance above, squeeze. Acceptance below, probably down here. All right. Is my caption wrong? Is it really? Oh my gosh, thank you. Let's change that now before I forget, so that people who watch this back don't get confused. Let's change that. 12. There we go. Got knocked out where I did. Yeah, sorry, man. Sorry about that. It's annoying. 23 RR trade coming. Oh, nice. So you're still in it. Up 225% on my SOX calls today. So happy to see the market finally break down. Yeah. Jeremiah, your live is one of the best I've seen in a while. Great education. Thanks, man. Thanks, everyone. Appreciate it. Where do I anchor volume profile? So if you're doing it intraday, you want it how I would do it, 9:30. All right, so I'm interested in 9:30. You can, of course, measure out Globex. If you're interested how we trade in Globex, then you go from the open of the new day into 9:30. But I only really care about where volume's traded, 9:30 onwards. And if you're doing a weekly, then obviously the whole week. If you're doing monthly, the whole month. If you're doing the yearly, the whole year. Yeah, I would agree with you, Roscoe. Like, to go lower is lower probability, but there's still a draw there. The only thing I'd say is look at SPY at these 280s. It can't break down on 280, 680. That's the level, right? So it might need to retest 82 and see if they actually want to sell 82 and get follow through. Remember, the levels on SPY were clear. 88 or 90, 88, 85, 82, 80. Those have been the options levels all week, probably for 2 weeks. So here we go. So it's starting to reclaim. We're going to go and test the top of this, or the red box above. All right, we're going to go and test this red box above, which is previous week low there as well. The green line is previous week low. If they get through that red box, they can potentially come and run these stops. Remember, this is like compression, like we've talked about. All right, so if we start doing this and this, all right, then we're going to get a squeeze relief to here because all the shorts will get caught. If they reject this, then we keep rotating in here. And if we do that long enough and then they get the breakdown, then maybe there's enough bulls caught. But there's a lot of if, buts, and maybes right now. How does volume profile fit into that? Fit into which bit? Deluxe, sorry. You might have written that a few minutes ago and I've missed it. VIX wants previous week high so bad. Where's that high? Taking out Wednesday's high already. Where's that previous week high? 44s, 1844s, around there. Maybe. Am I live on YouTube Monday to Friday? Yes, I am. So they're fading this top edge again. We're getting thicker and thicker and thicker and thicker and thicker in here. Remember, the main trade is downside today. This is the final target it can hit. The main trade is downside. So if you're going to play the long today, if you're like, I'm going to play the long, I've missed every day, I'm going to play long, and I'm going to play it on this. Just remember, your counter trend, traps can live in here, right? Bull traps can live in here. I wouldn't expect it to get above any of this really today, right? If you get that, you get lucky, but traps can live in there. This is the main trend today. This is why I never play counter trend. I do not play counter trend in trending markets. We are actually in a trending market today. It's the first time. We had the chance to go into trend a few times this week, but this is the first day we've seen a sustained auction outside, so we're definitely in trend. Back to this blue box. Now, do they let go of this blue box now? This is where buyers are trying to defend, like we talked about. So you can see the rotation between these two areas over and over and over and over and over again. Eventually, someone will win. Won't stay here forever. Shall we do a giveaway, team? How many likes have we got? We're almost at 9 o'clock, so maybe we can do a giveaway. How many likes are we up to? We need another 11 likes. Let's get up to 200 likes and we will do a giveaway here, team. 323 of you currently watching. We can get this up. Just got an email saying merch store.bv. What the fuck is that? They're trying to sell this. They're trying to be aggressive here. All right. Have we got enough likes yet? Yay. All right. Let's do a giveaway. They're trying to sell this so hard down here. They are really attempting to come in here, these sellers. Man, if they get their way, I think it would be so nasty. If they get their way, it might be so nasty. Flying in they come. Still absorption. Hanging on by a thread, this market, I would say, right now. Right, let's set this up. Where's my mouse? There it is. Okay, I'll do two things today. I will give away a Flow Zone beginner course, not beginner to advanced, like the introduction course. So it's up to you guys. If you win it, you can keep it, you can give it to a friend, or you can re-roll on it. So let's do that one first. So just only type it once, folks. If you type it more than once, okay, then Nightbot will just disqualify you. So just type course in chat. Type course in chat. Just type it once, and we'll do that one first. So buyers trying to absorb this blue box again. What I'd say now, I'd watch this little ledge here into 66s because we've developed a tiny little spike here now. All right, so sellers are going to try and sell this edge here and force the downplay. And if they don't successfully defend 66s, then we're going to come back up to the 200s. Give you guys a few minutes to do that. So it's just a small course. It's like a 2-hour course, introduction to trading. But if you do the course, you do get a discount. Value of that course like $99. You get that off the beginner to advanced course if you do it. So there is some benefit. You guys, a couple more minutes. Bookmap looks intense on NQ. Yeah, it can be. It's a lot of orders. It can get thin and nasty very, very quickly. It's why I like playing just like the bigger levels. Don't worry, like if anyone's spamming, like Nightbot just pulls them out. So like if anyone's typed it more than once, they don't get to win it. I did make that clear. Okay, gonna pull the winner in 10 seconds here. All right, here we go. Taylor I don't know how to say that. Bresnahan. Hopefully I've said that right and haven't butchered it. Taylor Bresnahan. Are you here, Taylor? Bresnahan. Was it bad? Bresnahan. I'm trying, mate. All right, Taylor, just shoot me an email. The email is info@flowzonetrader.com. Screenshot your YouTube page with you logged in. I'm going to make a note of it that you are the winner. Send me a screenshot of you logged in and I will sort you out the course. Congratulations. And no worries, man. Appreciate you joining. And let's give away an Apex account. Don't worry, I saw him. It's okay. The bot's just being silly. I saw him. I got him. Okay. Free Apex account, code FZT. All right, that will always get you the best price at Apex. Currently 90% off. Type FZT in just once. And we'll give away an Apex account. And that is your code for most of the prop firms. Anything other than Take Profit, we use code FlowZone if you want to support the stream. So still holding this blue box, man. Holding on by a thread now. Coming up to this little red one. If we get through this, they're going to squeeze back up to 200. You can see this is getting tighter and tighter and tighter. This is not, the one thing I'd say, this is not a nice look for a continuation lower. This is the opposite of what I would like to see for a continuation lower, but we're getting tight. Something's going to give. Holding on by a thread, these buyers. You guys another minute. Let's reclaim that little red node. It's going to try and now come up 490s to 200, and if it breaks out there, potential squeeze into this low volume node all the way back to IB is potential, has potential. I personally wouldn't be trading counter trend today. All right, let's pull this winner. Erin Egan, is it? Is that right? Erin Egan. Are you here, Erin? Let me know you're here, Erin. Otherwise, we'll re-roll. I'm going to give you another 20 odd seconds to say something in chat, Erin. Never had a bot in chat. You guys saying probably a bot. I've never had a bot in chat. All right. Well, you were given a minute there. We'll re-roll this. Sorry, Aaron, you had your chance. We like people who are active here. Re-rolling. Here we go. Called strike. Called strike. Are you here? You don't need to type it again, guys. We just re-roll it. There we go. I see you. Called strike. Congratulations. There you go. You are here. So just shoot me an email. Same thing as before, right? Shoot me an email. info@flowzonetrader.com. Just send me a screenshot of you logged into your YouTube, and I will send you a free Apex account. You can have any size you want. You've got until February to use it. So if you don't want to use it straight away, you don't have to, but you've got until February. Awesome. All right, guys, we are at lunch, and you're seeing that relief now starting to play out. Okay, so finally, buyers did not let them come underneath this blue box. So when we call these sellers were stuck here, they had one more attempt to move lower. They didn't. Buyers absorbed. They took this little red block out. We come up to this red block now, and any relief over here is likely to come back up into this. Right, we can reprice some of this low volume up into here. So I would say shorts now are off the table. My expectation would be potential squeeze out here. It wouldn't necessarily be high. And then maybe there's a short back up here. Maybe you can think about a short as we get into some of these nodes here. But I'd say most of the damage has been done for the day. So the long here, once they held this, I said if they take this red line out, they're going to come back to this one. If they hold above this now, then they can reprice into here. I'd expect bears to defend this level here. All right, especially we've got both VWAPs. By the time you get there, you're going to have everything in one place. All right, we can move this to red. And I would say once we get up there, I would expect bears to defend that level. If they fail to defend that level, well, then they're opening themselves up to get caught in a squeeze, aren't they? Because through previous day low, right, if bears can't defend this under here, all right, bears need to defend this. They want to do this, cover some runners. If they don't do that and they get caught here, and it's a failed look below previous day low, and we will trade back inside range. I will absolutely pray to the NQ gods that that is not how today finishes. All right, I would love us to say close any close under here is good. It doesn't need to close down here. I'd actually wouldn't mind them leaving that for next week. But if we can just close around here for the day, fine. And like build out a range here, fine, because then we have a range to play come Monday for a breakdown underneath, which would be fantastic. I think that's probably it from me, folks. Sorry, let me catch up on chat. Quick question. When we've broken down below previous week's value, do you just go back to the last week that was in range that we are trading into? Yeah, so it really depends where that week is. It's a good question. But yes, effectively so. You look for the last area of support and resistance, right? So if we look at what we've built here, just think about value since October. So we're looking basically 3 months worth of value. Make sure you can see me on screen. All right, so why was there supply up here? Because we spent a week up here, right, and we failed under it. All right, so we know buyers are trapped up there. They become our supply level into 900. We spend a week moving away from it. The next week we spend inside. So we now have consolidation. All right, so we move point of control down, down, down. Value is moving lower, but we create an inside. Once we break outside of this, we're going to see a liquidation event. There's the liquidation event. We move value lower. The next week, we hold the old point of control. We move value higher, higher, but we get stuck in this same box, right? This same box is the problem. Market does not want to let out these buyers. That's the big problem right now. So now that we've failed 2 weeks worth of value, right? We failed previous week, and on a Friday, we're failing current week. All we're ever going to do is look left, right? We can never look right. It'd be amazing if we could look right. Magic 8 ball. We're only ever going to look left. So if we look left, if we think about this red box was at one point blue, wasn't it? Right, because we're thinking, well, the market might pause here. It might come down to the old value area high and find a bid, but it didn't. So if we come back up and we reject this red box, what are we saying? We're not willing to move back outside of this value. So if we're going to rotate value from Monday the 24th, that whole week from Monday the 24th, where are we going to go? Well, if we lose grey box, remember there's a little node here, which is why it's singled out right here. If we lose grey box, so if we come to red and we lose that and we lose grey, we're going to go naked point of control, which is also the week before that's value area high. All right, so this is why I want to watch this, because this is a confluence level. It's 2 levels. It's a value area high and a point of control, both of which are untested. I think we're coming down here. It is a matter of time. Today, next week, I don't know when. It's a matter of time. So in answer to your question, yes, you always look at the previous week's value, or not necessarily the previous week's value, the last closest bit of value, because I'll give you an example why I say that. Imagine we had this, and then for some reason we had this down here, and then we had a gap up week here, all right, and then we had a void in here. We'd respect this level, right? It's not necessarily the week before. It's the next week to retest. And the fresher it is, the better. All right. So the fact that we haven't retested this is important, right? Because once we left value here, this is our first retest of this value area high. Never retested this. It's a fresh level, which is why on the lower time frame, I would want to see bears defend this level here. At the very least, defend this. But really, we'd love to defend this. This area here must be defended by bears for that rotation next week. Please, next week, market, because I want to get off the stream. Look at you guys. You guys are in Alaska and Australia. 4 a.m. for you guys. Oof, oof, oof. Yeah, no worries. All right, guys, I'm going to get off the stream. Those in Discord, I want to go over that quick lesson on liquidity, because I think now is today's actually a really good day to go over it so that you understand. All right, team. And yeah, I'll see the rest of you Monday. Make sure you're signed up for that free weekly newsletter. Okay, it doesn't cost you anything, but I will give you my ideas and thought process of what the market might do that next week. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to Monday. Like, now that we're leaving this range, I think we have some really, really good trade setups for the rest of the year. Whereas all the time we're in that range, hopefully we don't go back into that range. Please, everyone say the same prayer. We don't want to go back into that range. Please, 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 market. We don't want to go back into that old balance. All right, peace and love, everyone. Use hard stops. Those in Discord, I will set up that lesson now. Let's get straight into it if that works for you all. And then I'm going to get off for the day. All right, take care. Have a great weekend.